to the last lap live from London.
Yeah, no,
Vegas Grand Prix.
No, the people don't actually realise we're actually live in Las Vegas now.
Yeah, sorry.
You just took the whole set.
Spoiler
over
alert.
there. Yeah,
Spoiler alert. No, it is.
They wouldn't let us in the
It
casinos.
is 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, fucking hell.
All right, I've got an iced coffee. Niran's.
I've
What have you got?
a singular Haribo in my hand right
Your
now.
flatmate gave you them.
Yeah, on
he
the
was
way
he
out.
was on the way in from a night out.
Yeah, depression.
quite-
yeah, is what that is, to be honest with you. But I've got numbers now. Sugars get me, so
Yeah,
we're ready
nice,
to go.
nice.
We're ready to go.
I'll power you through, and we are joined, as always, but especially grateful on a day like today when it is a super early wake up by two fantastic guests. First of all, Spanners of the Missed Apex podcast.
So you're going to play nice now, even though you've sorted yourself a nice coffee and there's no brew facilities here. If I fall asleep halfway through, it's on you. It's not my fault.
It's actually on Vegas.
Is it?
To be honest with you as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the timings have been a nightmare because I'm like addicted to F1. So I want to see all the free practices.
Yep.
So that first FP1 was at 4 o'clock, and I was just determined. I'm gonna watch it, and then I just fell asleep, didn't set an alarm. But my internal body clock just knew that FP1 was starting and woke me up. But since then, my body clock's just been out of whack. I've had no more than 2 hours solid sleep.
Yeah, I had 2 hours kip at 7 till 9, and then woke up again, and then I was playing Call of Duty till like 2, and then I had half-hour kip, and now I'm here.
That's big from you. That's big.
Yeah.
Proud of you, G. That's very actually Niran behaviour as well.
It is actually, you know what? Yeah, I thought you'd be proud of me for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good from you.
But alongside Spanners today, we also have a man of many talents, a BTCC, Race of Champions, racing driver, Brad Philpot. Welcome.
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me on for the biggest, most spectacular event of the year.
Ever.
Yeah, you've because it has only been positive, has it not, boys?
yeah, no, there's been actually no negatives that have happened at all.
Zero, nothing to spoil the sully, the false. There's been no false start at all this weekend, has there?
Do you know how badly you have to mess up to get the accredited F1 journos all universally slagging off F1? Because those guys, and it's fair enough, like that is their livelihood. I don't expect them to be week in, week out going, look at this clown show. But after it, and even in fact the drain stuff, the media were pretty kind of, okay, let's just try and gather the facts. It might not be completely F1's fault.
Yeah.
But the thing that broke the camel's back was leading the in-stadium fans on all the way up to FP2, and half an hour, I think it was half an hour before it started, going, actually, no, you have to go. They got kicked out at 1:30.
Yeah.
And so we had people in the stadium saying, you know, like, oh, we've been kicked out. Then they got to their hotel room, and they're going, we can hear the F1 cars, but we've been kicked out, we're in the hotel room. And that's what set the press off and stopped this kind of universal Las Vegas, biggest show on earth.
Yep.
They actually all came out and were like, this is appalling. But it's all right, because they've got a gift voucher, so they will be able to afford a T-shirt and maybe like a pen or something with Vegas.
I mean, what is it? $200 gift voucher is not going to get you much.
No.
In Vegas, is it?
Yeah.
An F1 event either as well.
No.
Everything's massively overpriced when you go to an F1 event.
I saw one of like the Mercedes hoodies, kids hoodie, and it was $180.
And that's
Right,
only
it's not
people
good
who
enough.
had a Friday-only ticket anyway. So if you're there for the whole weekend,
you
then
get
you've got
nothing.
zero
You get nothing.
compensation. But I'm glad we started on the positives. About why?
All right, I haven't got any merch. I haven't got any F1 merch at all.
Well,
Own any?
No, I don't own any.
the Palace Kappa stuff is only about £400 resale now because it all sold out in about
yeah, it
7
sold out
minutes.
immediately. Yeah, I
At
saw that.
every stage, I've looked at it, so I'll start off like being a broke kid, then being broke in my 20s, then get a proper job, and then you've got kids, so you're broke then. Yeah, and now I'm middle-aged, so I'm not going to spend £100 on a hat or whatever.
But also, you're not a fan of any particular team or driver.
No,
so
where is the hat for the neutrals? Where is it?
A neutral hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just got an F1 car on. No branding.
I just hope everyone has fun written across.
They do exist. Those things do exist when you go to any track.
Yeah.
But I think people are lame when they wear them.
See if you can tease out listening who I'm a fan of during the course of the Grand Prix based on my non-stoic reactions.
Indeed.
And I'm
indeed.
also famously neutral.
Yeah.
famously very,
I
of
want to look at
course.
the YouTube comments, see if the people who
Yeah, I
follow you
know.
around the internet here go,
Why have you got that clown on? I'm waiting for that.
cry more. You're a grown man, Brad.
Cry
Get
more.
wrecked.
Well, look, boys, I think, you know what, there's been a lot of build-up, a lot of hysteria around Martin Brundle's doing the Vegas grid walk as we speak.
Or will I am.
I reckon.
Of course,
It's the
Williams there.
formula. It's the Formula lads.
I'm kind of disappointed he didn't sing that.
Yeah,
I know.
build-up.
during the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. It didn't come on.
Yeah, it's a hit. I don't know why I didn't bring it
I mean,
out.
it's awful, but I still wanted him to sing it.
Yeah. Maybe he heard the feedback and was like, yeah, no, I might have to leave that one in the
Oh,
draft
look, there's
now.
Joe Bauer in the background loitering as well, waiting to disqualify
looking
someone.
at Lewis's car, looking at his plank.
Show me your plank,
again.
Lewis.
I'm going to get him again.
Show me your plank,
Show
Lewis, is a
me-
crazy sentence. I don't think you could go longer than 3 seconds on this grid without seeing like a A-list celebrity.
And Martin's wearing a beautiful little, it's like a velvet teal blazer.
Yeah, Sky Sports have been pretty extra with this. I'm not gonna lie. We got Crofty in the commentary box.
Oh,
wearing a
Albert
full
Fabrega,
tuxedo.
don't follow him on Twitter. You might get some Alonso rumours that he wasn't too happy about.
Funny. I love that he got told off for that and had to do that tweet saying, just so you know, I was super bad and I shouldn't have said anything about any rumour.
Whoopsie.
Hail Alonso.
We still don't even know really what that was about. That was obviously about something. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's very like well accredited. Like he gets a lot of access through like F1 TV and that as well, doesn't he?
Maybe just fancied just like taking the piss. He was just like, you know what, lads, I'm gonna stir. some shit today."
Zlatan's there with Steve Aoki. We're just going to be celebrity spotting for this.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to
okay,
say.
so-
We had Usain Bolt a second ago as well.
I'm really bad at knowing who celebs are.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly being told off by my other half for just not recognizing really famous people. So I'm going to rely on you guys.
That's kind of what Ted was doing in the Notebook. I'm sure, like he was literally Ted Kravitz on the Notebook was literally saying like, "Oh, sorry if I miss any celebrities." As Neymar was walking behind him, it was like the timing was impeccable.
It's like it was planned.
It was planned. Right, Fred Vasseur's on screen, boys.
I know him.
Let's talk about Carlos Sainz's 10-second penalty
Oh.
because then we can kind of talk a little bit about what happened on Thursday because the timings are all a bit fucked
Yeah,
this
it's all
weekend.
about-
I've got some opinions on this penalty. So
Talk to me, Brad. What do you
so
think?
There's obviously been massive pushback about this particular penalty on this in this occasion for this driver. Like it's really unfair, and I do agree with that. But the thing that's a bit frustrating is people forget when it has happened to, or a really similar thing has happened to other drivers.
Yep.
Where something that is not the driver or the team's fault has caused them to have to use additional components which put them over their allocation, and
Yep.
then they get a penalty for it. And or even if it's just not with like the engine and the energy store and stuff, if it's like a tire. And I think it was Hamilton at Brazil got a nail in his tire because someone at the track hadn't affixed a sponsorship hoarding properly. There's like a bunch of nails on the track, and they then weren't allowed to replace that tire without penalty.
Didn't
Something-
Alonso have something similar in Interlagos in practice, I think, as well?
Probably.
Yeah, there
Let's
was
say
some
yes.
crap on the track.
Let's pretend I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah. So basically,
Absolutely, yeah.
there
I was
are
there.
there are other occasions where, you know, it's always been, yeah, it's a shame, but rules are rules, and if you allow people to have special dispensation for something like happened with Sainz, then I don't think it's easy to engineer this, but you will end up with people having like a brand new energy store or battery or whatever,
Yeah.
which is then potentially slightly unfair on everyone else because it wasn't Sainz's fault that he got that damage, but it's also not everyone else's fault that he's competing against that he has a slightly fresher energy store at a time of the year where you're not supposed to. I do agree there needs to be a much better way around it though. But I also don't think you should give the stewards carte blanche to like make stuff up because they like doing it anyway.
Oh, yeah, they never make rules up on the fly. I've seen 14 rule changes about impeding in the pit lane.
This is why I was quite heartened that for this occasion they actually did seem to be kind of sticking with the rule.
Yeah, but this felt like it was the one time where it's
Yeah,
like you want to give him like a bit of like,
Rules are rules this week.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
We've got people to impress, all right?
I think because I know that a few people saying about say if someone takes you out, for example, and I think it's one thing when it's it's a sporting incident and you're on the wrong side of luck, but when it's something fundamental with the
This
track
is quite
that
a clear.
shouldn't be.
You could tell this is definitely the organiser's fault in this
Yeah,
case.
in the same way when Russell's Williams got ripped apart in Baku when the drain cover came up in 2019, I think that was.
Yeah, that was right. So back.
And I think it's one of them that I know Verstappen and like Verstappen was very much like, yeah, I kind of feel for Carlos, and it shouldn't be that way. And the teams, Max made the same point you made, like in terms of
We're always aligned.
always aligned consistently.
We actually are.
Through Brad. But yeah, he was saying like, the team shouldn't have a say because there's the politics involved with, you're gonna look out for yourself at the end of the day.
Okay, but are they going to pay for the damage to that Ferrari? Because this is an F1
have
limited
paid
track.
before.
Yeah. So they've got to
have
pay,
to.
but like this was such a bad error. Like this is more than a nail in the tire. This is their car being ripped apart. Apparently, you could see through the cockpit into the floor. It's torn through the floor, damaged the battery, damaged the engine as well. I don't know. So,
Monocoque as well, I think.
and the monocoque. So, and it's wrecked his race. So, I don't mind saying, okay, well, you have to replace those things, but he's paying such a high price for what was such a horrible error with such big consequences and even those consequences were lucky. Like that could have flicked up into the stadium, that could have hit a driver behind. Like there's no telling what could happen. And to be honest, like, oh hello, what have we missed? Are you missing Shaq?
Like just
Shaquille
a
O'Neal.
gangly like the tallest
But he's
man.
so tall, like the angle is just like.
It's just his chin at all times. It's
I
like,
should never stand near Shaq or even you guys.
I can't. No, I can't. Still.
Yeah, I mean, that was... it's messy for Carlos. He's got a quick race car underneath him. I think that's where it's doubly painful for Ferrari because they know there's a great opportunity this weekend.
So because of that, we've got this kind of double race where we've got the cars up the front and we've also got 3 front runners right in the middle.
Yeah.
And so one from each
Spot
of
on.
the top 3 teams. So that's
Yeah,
gonna be, that actually, although it's not good for Carlos, it adds a little bit to our intrigue of watching, seeing which of those 3 can move forward the furthest.
A little bit of spice.
I've already predicted that I think at some point Perez is going to go for a half-hearted move on someone where he kind of lingers and sticks it, leaves a wheel, like leaving a foot in,
screams
and lets
Magnussen.
someone trip over his front, and then he'll say he turned in on me.
It's starting behind Magnussen. That's
Yeah.
the point.
Are we just
actually.
making obvious predictions? Is that what we're going for? Okay,
I was going to say, yeah, because obviously we've got Sainz down there for the first time in a while, Hamilton for the first time in a while, Checo's like usually there, so it's kind of like, at least he's got the experience of starting in the mid-pack at the moment.
Sorry, you've got Martin Brundle shouting at Shawn Mendes. Oh, no, it's not Shawn Mendes. I thought it was Shawn Mendes
From the
behind.
back, it did look like him.
I don't know who that,
Oh, okay,
that
good.
fella is.
That is either.
Sorry,
I don't know.
I'm on your
any
side.
Sean
celebrities.
White, you're right, Sean.
Yeah,
He's a
basically
snowboarder,
the
isn't
same.
he?
Basically the same, man.
Yeah, I remember he had a Shawn White snowboarding, wasn't it?
Sean White Phillips, man.
There you go.
Sorry, very obscure.
What we thought of the track so far, lads, though? Obviously, the circuit
I
itself.
love it. I think it is. It was so brave of them to barely have any corners. Like, what a decision. Let's see if it pays off.
Let's make it a box, lad.
That's it.
Fuck
That's it, Spanish. That's it. That's you summed up.
Okay, so the whole substance, style over substance,
Yep.
that is absolutely the vibe I'm getting here. The most important thing to them was it's Vegas. We've got to get the lights in. It's got to be dark, no matter how crazy that makes
stripping.
the logistics.
Yep.
And if you look at the camera angles during practice and quali, so when they go past the sphere, the car is like at the very bottom of the screen, like where you'd have a news ticker, and then the rest of the shot is the globe.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and so often, more than in any other race, they were having to pan out to a wide shot or use the helicopter shot because without the backgrounds, without those kind of shots, all you've got is the same fencing and advertising that you've got at Singapore, every Formula E race, and it just looks like any other track.
It would look like a normal
Yeah.
street track.
This
yeah,
is what I was worried about coming into this weekend. I get like being there in Vegas, that you get that, you've been to Zandvoort, right?
Yeah.
When you're there, you're experiencing that in person. Like you get that.
You shouldn't go to Zandvoort.
Experience.
I don't think you should go to Zandvoort.
Maybe pass on that one, Brad.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you've got a disease and it's over anyway.
You know it's over.
That would be like
on the way out.
like a mercy kill. For you.
I agree about everything Spanner has said in terms of it's difficult to tell where they are on the track.
Yeah, and capture that Vegas.
I think it's worse
Energy.
in the dark because I don't really know all the Vegas landmarks apart from the obvious ones. And
Eiffel
apart from-
Tower.
Yeah, Eiffel Tower, but I haven't seen that.
Wait,
next
hang
to
on.
The track.
Yeah, bro.
I don't really. This is probably my fault, but I don't really know the Strip. I've heard of the Las Vegas Strip. I know there are casinos and hotels and stuff, but I couldn't tell you when they're on it, apart from when it comes up on the little graphic and shows you on the GPS.
Yeah, like watching FP2, like I'm just like, well, it's just a street track.
Yeah.
Like you don't get that. It's hard to convey that because they've got to have the catch fences so high as well.
I've seen people saying though that whilst they're out there, it does have like obviously it's unique, but it does have that vibe I think that people were hoping for from a Las Vegas Grand Prix of it having like a bit of glitz and glamour and just like being different to the usual street track
So
like
what I've heard
Singapore
from
or
people
whatever.
out in the corporate areas and paddock club and stuff,
Yeah.
people getting really excited and sending really excited messages, going, "This is incredible! This must look so amazing on TV."
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
then obviously it
"Oh,
translates
yeah."
back.
I don't want to be
difficult.
like a party pooper. And
Yeah.
no, it looks like catch fence. But yeah, so they're really excited out there. And
Yeah.
that is what F1 is doing. They're very orientated, I think, on this experience.
Yeah.
Same as Miami.
Yeah, which is again fair enough. I think certain tracks with a street circuit it is difficult to capture the city. You know. Oh,
Osmond. See, I knew who that was before it said it.
Is he singing?
Because I'm old and
I
he's
can't
old.
hear the stream. Is he singing Puppy Love or the anthem?
I'm sure it's a brilliant
He's
rendition.
anthem.
Star Spangled,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. There's old Stefano.
Hey, with such a long track,
Stefano.
there's such small gaps in the timings aren't an indication that it's really close here. It's an indication that there's not an awful lot of differentiating for the drivers. So that's normally a sign, isn't it? So if you've got a short track, you'd expect that, like Interlagos. But with such a long track and such close timings, doesn't that just mean they're having to do less?
Yeah, so in terms of the layout specifically, I don't know what they could have done. I'm not an expert on the Las Vegas road network and
Yeah,
how they
yeah,
could
of
have made
course.
it any different. Street tracks tend to have to just fit in the space that they're given. But they've got some interesting high-speed corners, like the final corner, and there's a couple of others. But I think they're all flat out. So
Yeah.
there's no like skill high-speed corners. And the other corners are the typical street track, 90-degree, very, very slow,
Yep.
short corners like a Singapore style. So I think that's why there isn't anything that I've seen, and I might be wrong because I've not driven it on a game or a sim or anything. I don't really know it 100% aside from on the onboards, but it doesn't look like there's any of those, like you say, differentiating corners. It's either a flat-out blast on a straight or a full throttle corner, or a tricky braking zone. I think there's a couple of
cool.
like slightly technical braking zones into a tight corner, but. Yeah, there's not that much variation, but that's street tracks in general.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think turn 1, turn 14 are the two kind of main opportunities here to get a move done. But again, I think it's a street circuit. You're always gonna the peril of the walls being so close.
What was it that Jolyon Palmer said back in the day?
Yeah, you've always got to be alert around a street.
You do always have to be alert around a street.
Is that not the
circuit.
same
Compared
year that
to
he-
Suzuki, you don't need any alertness. You
No,
can just
no. Silverstone, just you could be asleep if you wanted to. You
fine.
know,
Isn't
it'd
that
be
the
all
same year
black.
that he hit the zebra crossing?
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
In the wet.
Yeah.
And crashed.
There's Alex
Hitting a
Albon.
zebra crossing is crazy.
Look
by
at
the way.
that man. Look at that beautiful man, Alex Albon.
Ah, yes.
And Logan Sargent.
Yeah, I was going to say the pace is a bit all over the place this weekend.
Who stood out to us in qualifying yesterday, lads? 'Cause I
McLaren.
think there were a few, well, yeah, good and bad stories, right? Should we start with McLaren, actually?
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck happened there?
We
Niran?
predicted at the end of the last podcast.
I know.
We were like, oh, yeah, you know what, lads? Yeah, McLaren are going to be good.
Lando
Lando's good.
win.
Lando win. Could still happen, 15th. 15th to first.
What happened?
I wonder if some teams haven't gone a bit lower downforce than normal, and that's taken them below their tyre operating window, and so they just couldn't get it fired up for the lap. Because Norris said that he thought they had a good race car.
Yeah.
So you go, well, that tracks, doesn't it? If he thinks he's got a good race car and they haven't quite delivered the lap,
Yeah.
maybe they just couldn't get it fired up. And I think
cold as well,
That's what
so-
happened to Lewis Hamilton as well. I think Hamilton was running lower downforce as well, looking at the race, but I think they didn't predict how much of a disadvantage it would be, at qualifying.
But I think Checo got caught out, and we know that Red Bull struggles to fire its tyres up, and Ferrari have got the kind of opposite. They're actually in conditions like this where it's so cold because it's quite significantly colder. And like, what kind of difference does that make, Brad? You're a tyre expert and a
tyre expert.
racing expert
Yeah,
as well.
I don't have a lot of experience in modern F1 cars on these particular tyres, but from everything I've heard, they are just so peaky. They're in such a narrow window. And we see it every race that the key differentiator a lot of the time is just whether or not you can get into that window of ideal tyre operating temperatures and stay in it and not fall out the other side and get too hot. I don't think there's going to be too many people having tyres which are too hot here, although Hamilton did say over the radio in qualifying the rears were overheating, so it might be completely wrong. But I think it's that tricky balancing act of having enough energy in the tyres that they actually work and then keeping it there instead of carrying on. Drone shows. I love drone shows. We should have these all the
Yeah,
time.
these are pretty cool to be.
Alonso was just speaking there to the Sky team and saying that he thought that there'd be a lot of overtaking here. And it's
Yeah, a lot of
talking
people overtaking him.
yeah, but he's talking about he's talking about the mixed up grid, and he's right. I think that qualifying is actually gonna save this race, because certainly early on there's a lot of unshuffling to do here. So you got that pack, haven't you, coming through of like Hamilton, Sainz, Alonso, and where did Alonso end up? 11th.
He's starting P9.
Oh, is he?
With
Okay.
Sainz taking the drop.
Yeah, so you got those three and Perez as well, all
Yeah.
coming through the back, and the likes of the Williamses and Gasly, and isn't there a Haas up there as well?
Bottas is there.
Yeah, they're going to get shuffled down. So there's going to be some action.
No,
early
not
on.
Sargent, not Logan Sargent.
The thing is, that's the thing though,
driver of the day,
that Williams,
Logan
Driver of the day.
that Williams
I'm
is tough
voting
to overtake in a straight line. So
Just 'cause it's so quick, isn't it?
I'm voting Logan Sargent driver of the day because, do you know why? He has not crashed for quite a while.
he has kept it
For a
clean
while.
Yeah,
recently.
it depends how you look at it. You could say, oh, he's not crashed in a while, so you know. That's,
Driver of the day.
but yeah,
Vote now.
Or you could say he's not crashed in a while, so he's due one. That's the problem.
No, I think Williams have set him such a low bar because Williams want that American potential advertising. You know,
Yeah.
we've got an American driver, and they have said to him, like, basically, the only thing you can do wrong is cost us so much money that we can't develop the car. Don't crash,
Yeah.
and we'll give you the contract for next year.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bar they've set him.
I've seen him getting a lot of praise for putting a weekend together
Oh, God,
this
yesterday.
weekend, but
Yeah.
that does sound like, I mean, especially after this many races into the season, it does sound like kind of the bare minimum you'd expect from an F1 level driver to don't crash through the weekend and then finish a couple
Yeah.
of tenths behind your teammate.
His season reminds me a bit of Yuki's first season
That's-
because
yeah,
Yuki
massively.
kind of, well, he got battered by Gasly in head-to-head qualifying. He had a lot of shunts, and then right at the end, Abu Dhabi 21, Yuki Tsunoda, P4. Like, everyone forgets about that, of course, for obvious reasons. But like, he turned it on at the end and did something good right at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And like, Logan's,
No, like, fine, we'll get the contract.
if he can convert this result, and again, Albon's shown, you know, he can hold on to points when he qualifies up there. If Logan can do the same, I hope so. Man.
Such a low bar, isn't it?
It is a low bar.
Why does Sargent get that low bar and Stroll gets that low bar? And like Stroll can do 12 bad races, and then where did he come in Brazil? Where did he finish?
No. To be fair, Stroll only gets that low bar because
Yeah.
We know he's not going anywhere.
we have a high bar for him, realistically.
But there's a lot of people who really go to bat for these drivers, and that's fine. I like people being fans of drivers, even though I'm not. But like the Stroll holdouts,
hate them all equally.
when like they'll be quiet for like 10 races in a row where he does nothing,
Yeah.
and then he'll finish sort of close to Alonso, and they'll go,
like,
see,
bang, there we go."
see, this is what I've been telling you.
Where were you when he was 19th in
What
qualifying,
say
lads?
you
What
now?
happened?
Yeah. And that's the same with Sargent. Like, there was so much praise for Sargent in qualifying yesterday. And you go, all right, calm down.
I've got another Sargent thing. So people say, I think I heard James Vowles saying this yesterday. He, you know, in the past, drivers used to have loads of testing
Yeah,
time. Logan's had to come in with no testing. Also, though, the F1 season is basically double the length it used to be.
True.
And he's had loads of extra... well, having said that, he has crashed out of a lot of them, so maybe he hasn't had that many races. But
He's actually had the normal
he's had a
calendar
lot
from like 10
more
years ago.
running. He's had way more laps than a lot of people would have done. So I think that argument falls flat a little bit. And also, this is a track no one's been to, so you can't claim that this is just one I've not seen yet.
And you know, testing's been what? When was it cut down? Like, when did they really cut down testing? What year was it? Was it like 20?
Mid
10?
2000s, wasn't it? In a response to
I
Ferrari.
know,
It was-
because
it was the
Lewis
clip
when
back Ferrari, wasn't it?
when Lewis rookie season, he had a ton of testing, so it was definitely
maybe after
post 2007. But either way, like, it's been a long time. I mean, we've seen rookies come in like Charles Leclerc when he came in at Sauber,
Yeah.
and immediately was like hit the ground running.
And Lawson this year
Fantastic.
as well. You know,
Lawson?
not been racing in Formula One. And
Yeah, that's
and
fact,
he's
actually.
fine, so.
Yeah, so I think it's not. Yes, it's different. You don't get as much testing as you used to, but it's also not an excuse when you're seeing these other drivers come in and just hit the ground.
And it's
running straight
only
away.
an excuse that's used for paid drivers, isn't it? It's not an excuse that's generally being used for Norris when he came in.
Yeah.
Or for Russell. It's only being used specifically to defend these situations where we've got people who obviously shouldn't be one of the top 20 drivers in the world at elite level. But it's like everything in social media now. Even if you have something that is way over to one side, it gets normalised in the middle.
Yeah.
So you've got as many people going to bat saying, of course, Stroll should be and Sargent should be on the F1 grid, as going, no, they're obviously there as paid drivers.
Yeah. And that's how they got the opportunity in the first place to develop. I mean, Stroll's been in the sport since 2017 now.
How many teammates has he beaten?
How many has he been beaten by?
Did he beat Sorokin? Yeah.
But Sorokin out-qualified, like the head-to-head qualifying, Sorokin actually beat Stroll.
Did he?
Yeah, in
Okay,
2017. So that speaks volumes.
Remember that stat.
Let's get predictions up on screen. Various perspectives. I think me and Niran have both gone with Sergeant P5.
We have indeed. Yeah, we back the boy. Honestly, you know, I agree. I think he's had difficult spells during the course of his rookie season, but this weekend, the power of America is going to take him forward.
His third home Grand Prix.
The Eagles themselves
The
are
Eagle
going
has
to
landed.
carry him to a top 5 finish.
The Eagle has landed.
Yeah.
And we've also both gone a Leclerc win. Mm-hmm. Brad, you went a Leclerc win, right?
Yeah, so I went for a mixture of the result I want and what I think is potentially realistic. So I really like Leclerc. He's not the driver out there that I would say he's the driver I want to win. But out of the people who can realistically win, he's the guy that I'll be most happy to see do it. So I went for a kind of realistic win, but who knows with Ferrari.
What do you think, Spanners?
I am.
You went for Max Verstappen,
It
right?
really depends, I think, whether there's going to be any tyre wear at all. So if there's going to be any kind of going off of the rears, and I think it's only the rears that are going to go, isn't it? Because I don't think there's anywhere for the fronts to really get loaded up. So I'm going to gamble with this. I gambled that there will be some rear wear, and that means the likes of Williams and Ferrari just drop like a stone. So I'm going for a Verstappen win. I think the Mercedes then, if there's wear, will be close. Hamilton can close that gap if there's tyre wear, and then Leclerc will just be hanging on. And I think this is, am I right in thinking this will be quite an understeery track if there's not a lot of grip that might be okay for Perez?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is the kind of track that Perez excels on.
True.
But yeah, I
Traction
don't know. I don't
zones.
know. I think it really depends on what happens with these tyres. And I think I haven't seen enough running at long range to really strongly state it. Go on.
Well, one of your chat people, Andrew, hello, live chat, says there's oil for Max on his grid spot. There is a God. So apparently from the Hamilton vintage car, there's been an oil leak.
Oh, that's of course it's
Conspiracy! Conspiracy! Revenge for Abu Dhabi 2021.
just punch a little hole in the fuel tank.
Crazy. Yeah.
It did look like they had quite a significant clear up, though. From what we saw on the video a little while ago, it looked pretty clean again.
Yeah.
So I think what they've done is they will have actually cleaned it up so well. They
Made it better.
Yeah, they've said, to be fair, and that's not in the rules, we will have just laid slightly higher grip tarmac there just to make up for it.
Yeah.
Although the wording of the law doesn't allow it, on this occasion we've used common sense.
We've got an excuse now for
Shut
Max
up,
to take the
Carlos.
lead into T1. Yeah. Oh, but I did feel for Carlos though, because he was looking on for he was half a tenth behind Leclerc in qualifying. He's been up there and close, Carlos. I've been quite impressed with him this year. Also, shout out quick one to Pierre Gasly for somehow taking an Alpine where they both went out in Q1 at Monza into ahead of both Williams in qualifying.
Yeah, man. Pierre Gasly.
You got any opinions on Alpines in qualifying?
I'm a big fan of Gasly, actually. He's one of my favourites. So probably my top 3 drivers. Maybe not necessarily in terms of how fast they are. Maybe. But he's in my top 3 in terms of who I like.
Nice.
I want him to retain his position there. Ocon could have also been up there, though. I think the Alpine is reasonably good.
Oh, yeah, him and Max. had a bit of
Something happened to Ocon when he was starting a flying lap.
I don't.
yeah,
Once
that was-
again, will never
prevented
be
him.
penalised ever. So yeah, I know,
that
crazy.
was very sus.
Yeah, interesting stuff down in turn 1 between Ocon and Verstappen. They just don't like each other in it. So I think
Them
anytime
two,
they're
yeah.
next to each other, they're just like, you're getting it.
Do you like? There was all that speculation about, was it impeding? Were they both on fast laps? And then they interviewed Verstappen. I think it was on Dutch media, and he basically just said, I did it on purpose to ruin his lap.
Yeah.
Like he said,
just admitted.
I did it, held his hands out to be cuffed, and they're like, we heard nothing.
Yeah,
It's
the
all right.
FIA
It's
were
all
like,
right.
"Look, beyond
We'll let you off."
reasonable doubt. We can't confirm or deny, so we'll just keep it moving.
I never heard anything about Perez's penalty because there was that moment in qualifying where Perez clearly blocked Norris, and Norris even said in the interview afterwards, he said it literally like this: said, "Oh no, that'll be a penalty," and there wasn't even an investigation. There was nothing. So
Consistency's lacking. Right, it looks like everyone's on mediums apart from Hamilton, Joe and Piastri on hards, and then Stroll, Tsunoda at the back.
Are you
on
joking?
softs.
Hamilton's on hards.
That's what I'm
do-
seeing.
Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep going for a funky alternate strategy with Hamilton? Whenever he qualifies slightly out of position, they do this. They've been rolling the dice all the time, like they're Has or something, hoping for a cheeky few points.
Splitting the strategy with Mercedes. I mean, the thing is, he's starting at the back, so maybe Mercedes aren't confident they're going to have the pace on track to make up positions. So they have to just try something different.
So he's going to goal hang for a safety car.
You have some nice, instantly sticky tyres to make a couple of places off the line, and then have the confidence under braking to nail some late braking to overtake people.
I'm really concerned someone's going to hack the sphere and just start playing like madnesses on it. Is that possible? Someone needs to look into that. Someone needs to look into that. I'm not endorsing that, by the way. I'm not condoning that
As you can
activity,
see-
but it would be funny if someone did that.
Red, yellow, and blue have been banned, so we didn't just have a
True.
giant red F1 logo there.
If someone hacks the sphere, the guy who
It was actually maroon.
The guy who did the meow sounds. he's
Meow.
gonna be sat at home going, oh, I'm not the best hack anymore.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just lights everywhere.
This is pretty mad having a race in Vegas.
I honestly, aesthetically, I think it does look cool when it's these sorts of shots. Obviously, yes, when you're a bit closer in, it just kind of looks like Singapore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is quite unique. I do.
Ironically,
like it.
I actually
That's
think-
nuts.
Look, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That is.
Those high shots look cool, but
Yeah.
I think in terms of understanding where they are on the track and getting more of a feel for the look of the place, a day race would be much easier. You'd actually see the landmarks.
It felt like there should have maybe just been what was there?
Eiffel
Was there
Tower.
even?
Spotted
Yeah,
it.
we go.
See where it is now.
Spotted.
And the famous
Eiffel Tower.
balloon thing.
Was there even one session during the day or weekend? There wasn't, was there? No. It felt like they
it's so
should have done
late.
like FP3 or something in the.
It would be nice, like as the
or
sun
FP1.
sets.
Yeah,
that would have been
I know.
nice.
FP2 was nearly in the
know?
time.
Yeah, just the next day. Yeah.
Desert sunset would look quite
That would have looked incredible.
Could I just interject, by the way, just to talk about, obviously, we've got a lot of different liveries this weekend. You know, people like
True.
Alpine have slightly changed theirs. You got new Alpha Tauri, new Alfa Romeo. I just want to put out there that Williams, what the fuck were you doing?
Yeah.
Why did they just put like a PowerPoint presentation, word art, clip art, fucking MS Paint, Las Vegas image
Yeah.
on the back? It's like they literally ripped a design off Google Images and were just like, slap that on, mate. Print it, get it on there.
Yeah,
and
bit of a no from me.
It looks horror.
And Ferrari always look better with their changed liveries.
Yeah.
So why do they stick with the bland?
I love the red and white.
Yeah, the red and white is sensational.
315,000 attendance. Interesting.
Pretty decent.
I got the numbers. Well, they were giving away a lot of tickets by the sounds of it. So that's what I've heard. But
You send us some pictures of the grandstands if you're live there, so we can verify.
absolutely.
So we can confirm or
You're
deny.
lounging across seats because
Yeah.
there's so many available. No, look, listen.
Starting on a corner is so mad, by the way.
See, no sprint weekend, and I'm excited for the start of a Sunday Grand Prix now.
Yeah, we're in Vegas
We
for the
ain't seen
first
it
time
before.
since what 1984 something.
I
like that.
saw that track for like the first time
were you
this
born?
week. It is horror.
Oh god, the little car.
Yeah, a little car park. They just put it in the middle of like some sand. I was like, what
If you're
was
gonna have a race
anyone
in
thinking
Vegas,
when
it
they
has
did
to
this?
be down the street.
Is that what
Yeah.
they used for the Las Vegas Kart World Finals? It was last week. Was like the Las Vegas karting championship. I think they might use
Could
the
be.
old F1 track.
Right, done to me. It looks like a karting track to me.
Right, everyone watching,
Right.
wherever you are in the world, let's
Come on,
hope this
Charles.
is a banger.
Hold up,
Yeah.
hold up.
What a time to be alive.
4 lights, 5 lights. And
We're
it's
bloody
away
underway.
we go. And
I tell you what, it's not a bad start for Max, you
Max
know?
has got a great
It's
start.
not a bad start
Yeah,
for
Max
Max.
is there.
Into
Yeah.
turn 1.
that
And
is
then
such a
goes
wee
wide.
shot Leclerc.
Yo,
Okay,
oh,
off
contact
track.
to the back.
That's a Ferrari
Unbelievable.
facing
Okay.
the
That was
wrong
an
way.
Aston that was the wrong way, I think, there as well, right?
I just need to point out, Max made a move and was slightly ahead when he was making it, but couldn't stay on the
Yeah,
track. So
correct.
he went off the track.
Yeah, so
Obviously
he'll
he
have
has
to
to
give
give
that
that
back.
That's
He
a
should give
slam
that
dunk.
back.
Has
Yeah.
to allow him back through.
He has to.
Leclerc's
But
attempting to
smart.
move anyway. Yeah, there's just no grip, is there, around it? I think it might have been Alonso, to be fair.
And Hamilton's like P15 or something.
It might have been Alonso who's been punted
Science who
around.
was Science who was facing the wrong way.
It's difficult to tell.
Was it Signs? Oh,
Yeah, it was
good.
Science. Yeah,
Good stuff.
which I'm sure he'll be thrilled about.
Yeah.
Started at
Shout
the back.
out to the manhole cover there for the assist. Piastri
Yeah, that's Hamilton
alongside
all the way back
Alfa
down
Tauri.
the grid.
Max already opening a bit of. He's got to give that back, Max. He's got to give that back. 100%.
Yeah, he won't.
100%. Well,
It'll be first lap, first corner, cold tyre. Those will be the reasons.
is that an like?
Are we just going to allow that?
Is that a valid excuse?
No,
to just
no, not at all.
Send someone off the track.
I actually don't even think they need an excuse for that. They won't. I don't think there'll be an investigation because it'll just say he was ahead when he went off, so he's allowed to do that. So
Fernando's got damage.
Alonso's got damage. He's going to be out realistically. He was definitely facing the wrong way in all of that. And Bottas as well. Bottas after such a good qualifying session. Lewis as well down to P14 on the hards. Long day.
Can't believe the hards disadvantaged them at the
It's
start.
crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost like there's less grip.
Shock.
So both leaders went off, and Russell still was in third.
Hold on. So Stroll's gone from like 19th to 9th, by the way. What's going on there? Maybe he's
He's
the
had a
after
worldy
all.
start as well, up to P13.
Yeah, a lot of change up there.
So yeah, we've got Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, Albon, Sargent, Magnussen, Ocon, Stroll, Perez is our
Perez
top
has just
10.
gone into the pit lane, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, VSC at the minute.
Virtual safety car.
A bit of carbon fibre about.
Hello,
most
Checo.
likely. Right,
Oh, new front wing. Right, well,
radio?
I'll do it then.
Max, I think we're happy you were ahead.
There we go.
Happy to stay there.
Yeah. So that's the excuses. It's doesn't matter that you're side by side with someone and you forced.
But he
them
went off the track.
Yeah,
Like, Max went off the track himself.
Yeah, they'll just say he's allowed to go off the track if he can do whatever he wants because he's the one ahead. He's
That's
dictating the
ridiculous.
course.
Yeah, but you can't
ridiculous.
just drive up the inside of someone,
So
just
we can go
not
off
make the
track.
corner and say, yeah, nah, but I was ahead, mate.
Well, that's exactly what happened in Brazil 21. And like he went half a mile off track and they didn't penalise it, which was bollocks then. And
Oh,
bollocks
David
there.
Beckham's there.
There you go.
So we haven't actually seen any replays of
No,
what
so
happened.
I
here,
think
have we?
it's going to
Normally
be
we've seen
Perez
loads of
tagging signs from behind is going to be my guess.
it. Yes.
Oh, who
That's
called
what-
It
a,
stinks of it, doesn't it?
a half-hearted Perez move?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, let's see though. This might not be.
Turn
anything
one
other
was
than
earlier than expected, though, to be
Everyone
fair.
checking up in front of him. Let's see.
Hamilton
So
had a
you
shocking
got
start off. the
Alonso's
sawdust.
gone to the inside and just spun it on his
that was,
own.
that was on Science.
Oh,
Science just went straight.
was it Hamilton that got?
Oh.
No, who's this that stuck? Was it an Alpha?
I think it was, I think Bottas.
difficult because they're black.
So Science did that all by himself. Leclerc just got.
So Leclerc was entirely prevented from staying on the track at turn one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
that's absolutely in any form of motorsport around the world. That is a slam dunk. You have to allow him back through, or that's a penalty. Yeah, I mean,
it's
He's
not
steered
even-
out of the
not
corner
even-
halfway
I'm
through as
sorry.
well. If
It's-
he's allowed to keep that, it's just nuts, isn't it?
and
What are we doing here?
Red Bull's reasoning of he was ahead, so he can do it. He was ahead because he was going too fast to stay
Yeah,
on the
because
track.
he just didn't
Exactly.
break, mate.
100%.
Oh, yes, this is Alonso just bombing it down out of nowhere.
Oh,
Sargent got very lucky there.
Yeah,
The carnage was Alonso's fault.
yeah.
So Alonso and Science, the two Spaniards, causing a bit of mess.
I think
into turn
Sainz
one.
got hit, though, to be fair to him. But
No, I don't think he did. You know,
really, what? Did he just spin it on his own?
he
No
looked like he
investigation
just.
for turn one.
Is it?
There's not been anything come up.
Surely they've got to do something, though, realistically.
It's painful because he doesn't need that special treatment.
No.
He's fast enough, good enough, competitive enough that the race would be absolutely fine for him if he just had to follow the same rules as everyone else.
That's just that is an appalling bit of stewardry.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
see.
it might
Let's
not be
see.
over. They
There
might
you
still
go.
be
Yeah,
deciding
they
on
might
it,
be
but
okay.
Hopefully, but
They're not.
But
they're not.
for some reason, it said on the graphic, Albon's gained 10 positions. He started P5. How
Yeah,
dare
no, he
you,
did,
F1,
he
right?
did, yeah.
How dare you? How dare
So-
How dare you think?
Alonso's spin looked quite crazy. So he was out of control, and you could see him like just trying to not hit anyone.
Yeah,
He
pretty
was
much, yeah.
completely gone.
Yeah. I think he just broke slightly too late
yeah, it's a full
up
on
the inside of
momentum.
Sargent and just been like, oh, fuck it, I'm done here.
Oh, Fernando. DRS is enabled. So Verstappen's opened up a 2.4 second gap to Charles Leclerc already. But yeah.
So
Gaz-
honestly,
strong.
wait, who was that?
Someone's had a under investigation.
that?
Under investigation.
Someone's hit something. That is a big
There we
accident.
go. That might be. That might
no!
be. That's going to be a
Lando
safety
Norris.
car.
Oh,
No!
it's Norris.
Lando!
Ooh, that's
Where's he got off?
That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I think yeah.
And was it contact with another car? Or did he touch the wall on the turn-in? So
He
whilst
might
that was
have-
happening, turn one, lap
Oh.
one is under investigation. So I take it all back. The stewards are entirely fair.
Or they're listening to this stream
Yeah.
and they're like, "Brad's onto us. We're gonna."
Right,
Okay, he
Lando's
said he's
fine.
okay. That's good.
Big hit for Lando.
Fucking hell.
Turn 12. He must have had contacts and just lost
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Might do a swear later. I'll save
Save it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
wheels.
man.
A left
Extra
rear
swears.
wheel.
Has he been hit on the way in?
It's a left-hander.
Yeah.
Or has it just failed?
There was contact. There was
There must be
contact
contacts, yeah.
on the way in.
Rip
Saw
the
sparks.
tyre off the rim.
But
Because there's no rim in that tyre.
Yeah. It's just a
front
tyre room.
left too. Okay. Has someone sailed down his... No, because there's no...
What
cars
the
on there.
heck?
So Stroll is in the pits. It was Stroll, surely.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
Stroll has steamed down the inside, ripped both of Norris.
I love that
that's
we
my
just made
prediction.
that presumption straight
My
away.
prediction. Let's see.
No thinking
Stroll,
about.
It might just be in because it's a safety car. That's completely feasible too.
Science
I'm
pits
glad
as well.
Lando's all right. That's obviously the main thing.
2.2 second pit stop Ferrari. Ferrari's pit stops, you know.
They've been a bit slow with the old replays, aren't they? Like a thing just happened, quite a major thing. We've got no idea what happened yet.
Yeah, we're still waiting. For
Yeah, the replays have been pretty poor.
I
Haven't
mean, it
they,
did
so far?
shake one of the cameras, so
So I think this is going into a left-hander, right?
Yes.
If I'm,
No, it is. So I don't
So
really.
he hasn't hit the wall on the right.
Yeah.
I saw sparks. So something has happened
On the
just
way
at the
in.
turning point.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was on his left-hand side. So let's see. Here we go.
replay time.
No.
Oh, he lost it himself.
My days.
Right, so he did hit the wall. He was
Wow.
just facing the opposite direction.
Yeah,
when it
fairs.
happened.
Right, that shows grip is an issue then.
That does.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, massive.
Oh, he almost took out Oscar as well.
That is a mental one.
No,
Okay.
that was not on Stroll.
I did
at
not
all.
have that on my bingo card.
Do we all owe Stroll a massive apology?
Here we go.
We do.
It was just purely.
Underpower.
No, I think that was. Yeah, he will have been on the throttle
Yeah.
probably, but it just looked like it just lack of grip. Like, it was quite bumpy.
Oh
reasonably
my
bumpy
days.
there, but
Yeah, the drivers been complaining about the bumpiness, haven't they?
Yeah.
it's coming into a braking zone, obviously. So is this? So
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Maybe driving at like 4-degree
Yeah, just-
heat was not a good idea after all, lads.
Lewis had a fantastic view of that. But yeah, I'm not sure if are they full pin through that.
They
approach
are,
to
aren't
turn
they?
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're coming into a braking zone. For
Yeah.
Sure. It's not out of the question.
But he
Something
lost
might
it
have
way
been-
before he actually got on the brakes,
Yeah,
like for sure. So
something could feasibly have broken there. So, but it did look like.
No, to be fair,
like it
it
bounced
just
itself into
it
over.
did just literally look into like a moment, like a bit of oversteer, and then
Shows you how much on a knife edge they are.
but they should be able to recover that car quite quickly because yes,
at least he's gone down
before
an
they got
escape
to the
road.
strip.
Yeah.
So,
Can't
a
believe
shame,
this
man.
car's struggling with grip in a night race in the desert.
Yeah, where it's like
Single
3
digit.
degrees. Yeah, it's
after a
mad.
virtual safety car.
Who could have seen that one come in, ladies and gentlemen? I knew that was going to be an issue when Ross Brawn came out and was like, yeah, we just kind of didn't think about it. So what do you mean you didn't think about
All they
it?
thought about
Sit
was
at the
What
timing.
do you
They were
mean?
like, what time is dark whilst Europeans are awake?
Yeah.
That's how they got to it. So dark in Vegas, Europeans awake. That's all they were
Shocker.
thinking about.
Well,
And we're barely awake. So in your face, Ross.
Yeah, now who's the real one?
What was Leclerc talking about
Max
there
is
on
still winning, by the way. Just putting that
good
one
screen
to
time
the
for
right.
Burt Mylander anyway, the real MVP.
I'm waiting for the lap 1, turn 1, no further action message to pop up.
I don't think they're even going to do it.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of
Hamilton,
course.
by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
going through the grid
So
position.
watch science. I think science just goes in a straight
Hamilton
line.
loses
Oh, yeah.
grip on that grid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Science just doesn't turn in. He just goes straight into
Oh,
the...
he hits
Whoa!
Lewis. He actually
Yeah,
hits the back of
Hamilton
Lewis.
Gets
Yeah.
hit by Sainz.
Yeah, Science just spins off the back, the rear left of Lewis.
It's Fernando going.
Fernando's going to bomb it.
Absolutely sinned it.
Actually, he got a good start anyway.
An iRacing
He had
start
too good
this
a
is.
start.
Look at
Dirty
that.
side.
Aye, aye, aye.
Okay, so because there was that would have probably worked if there weren't two cars on the
Who's-
outside,
who's
but he
the
had to
Alpha?
tighten
That's
his
a,
line.
yeah,
Oh,
that is.
who's the
Bonk,
Tauri.
bonk, bonk.
I think that must
That's
be Bottas.
It's the
Yeah,
Alfa
77.
Bottas, yeah.
Boas.
Alonso's move was relying on there not being two cars hanging around the outside. When
Valtteri
he
had a good
Oh
start.
yeah, if
Well,
even anyone had tried to take like a slightly tight line, Alonso would have been in the bin there.
That's a shame for Bottas because this was a good opportunity.
Oh, he
for
got hit as
points.
well. Bottas got hit from behind.
Oh, he just
Why did
double
why did
bonked
Lil
someone.
go left?
Lil bonk.
Checo on
Right,
board.
who did Checo hit? Come on, because let's be honest, he hit someone. It is. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That be fair,
Well,
he was
that
just
wasn't.
caught out.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
That wasn't his fault. Yeah,
so that doesn't count as my Checo half.
No, he didn't.
Wait for later.
It's coming. It's still coming.
So the signs hit Hamilton. You
That
think?
awful start
Yeah,
from
Sainz
Sainz.
hit
just-
the back of Hamilton.
Yeah,
For sure.
he
Yeah.
just goes in a straight line. He barely took that.
No,
Quite
that's
hard
signs,
as well.
isn't it?
Yeah,
sloppy from Carlos. That.
People really overestimating how much grip they're going to have at turn 1.
Yeah, definitely.
like
I mean,
lots of people.
it looks like a skate rink.
What do you
Like,
think
it's
happened there,
shiny
Brad?
as
Did
hell.
he lock the rears getting on the
Right,
brakes
he-
too much,
he
or just?
expected a little bit more braking performance than he got? He just couldn't slow it down in time. So yeah, just really slippery, basically. Quite simple. I think a lot of the guys there just expected it to be slightly, 10% grippier than it actually
Yeah,
was.
of course.
So lap 5, no racing really, just a bit of drama.
Yeah, we've
As-
had
Bit of
a
crashing.
virtual and a full safety car within 4 laps.
And all those things caused by low grip
Yeah.
on the track. So, I mean, what did we say? We said we didn't predict any good racing, but drama was the best we could hope for. So far,
But listen, I don't mind it. It's a challenge for these drivers that you race to the characteristics of the track that's underneath you.
Hamilton. I
I'm
want to
cool
know
with
the
it.
tone that Hamilton said car is okay. Because it could have been car is okay, or it could have been car is okay.
Yeah, that's true. I took
It's
that
fine.
As, it's not
Yeah.
fine, but
Toto come on the radio bit. It doesn't
not
deserve
bad.
a race win,
Doesn't
Lewis.
deserve a race when this car's shit.
It doesn't deserve a race win.
And Toto's angrier about the car than he is about what happened on Thursday night.
Yeah. Toto Wolff, I don't know.
Yeah,
It seems a bit of a head loss recently.
Oh, right, okay. So
That's
Hamilton
right.
got hit front wing and from the rear. So
Yeah.
hit by Sainz and picked up some debris from Perez.
Yeah. I
Sandwiched.
think he
and
he
crashed
ran
into some debris from Norris.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's Hulkenberg up in P9, by the way, lads.
Yeah, go on.
You
lad.
are. This could be double Haas points score.
Pretty sure Yuki Tsunoda started last as well, and he's now
Yeah.
P10.
You know what? Well, a few of them have pitted, haven't they? Not everyone has, So I guess that's...
well, Sainz, Perez, Alonso, Bottas all binned it on lap 1 at various points.
yeah. So a lot of
Sonoda
people
will
pit
have
for
some
Haas.
nice soft sticky tyres to start at the restart. Everyone else
Yeah.
has 0 temperature.
But what if this is like Sochi and the tyres last forever? So Perez might not have to stop again.
True.
Alonso might not have to stop again.
True. That's the thing. They just don't know. They don't know how long they'll last. Interesting.
Will someone else immediately bin it once the safety car comes in because tyres are freezing cold now?
Yeah. That's the thing. Paramount. See, I liked when they had the sphere lit up all yellow when the yellow flags came out.
We've
And then
also
red
had
flags.
plenty of laps and plenty of time now for the team of stewards to adjudicate the absolute, clearly obvious slam dunk of turn 1.
You would think, Brad. You would think.
Yeah.
From one casual viewing of that, you could make an easy decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yet and they had plenty of time to allow the swap over during the safety car
Yeah.
period, whatever. We've had absolutely nothing. So
I'll
Why?
be honest, Chiefs. I don't think he's going to have to give the position back. I think
no,
they're going to go MotoGP with it, where if you kind of like if you slap someone off the track, you just kind of get away with it.
And look, if that's what the rules are, then the rules are wrong.
and by the way, Pete, there will be loads of people in the live chat probably.
The situation
Saying
at turn 1, lap 1 is with the stewards. We are not going to reverse our positions. So I'll leave it with you. So it's still with the stewards, apparently.
I think it's
Still.
yeah.
Zlich
How much
says,
more time we need?
points out everyone who crashed was on the hards. Is that true? No, Norris wasn't, was he? Norris was. Oh yeah, they were. Both McLarens, I think, were on the hards.
They were starting towards the back. So yeah, it was mainly medium runners. But yeah, a lot of the runners at the back and Lewis.
Got caught into trouble.
Yeah, well, you're right.
All right, safety car is in, or about to be anyway. We're about to arrive at the penultimate. Max isn't going now.
Lock
is he?
up there, looks like.
Leclerc's. See, Max is very good at these restarts.
He is. Yeah, that seemed like a strange place to go because he now got this long straight.
And now he's
Fair
got a
enough.
gap
Yeah.
already.
Mental.
He's literally.
I don't understand.
He's so good at those.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't
He's
get
so
how
good.
he's that good. It's nuts.
I race him, man.
What's the grip saying down into here?
Right, here we go. Into turn 1. How confident you under the brakes?
Oh, hello, Piastri on Sonoda. Go on, Oscar, lads. Yeah, mate. Go on.
I was wrong about Sonoda firing up those tyres.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I think
Lovely move.
McLaren, I think, are going to have a much better, race car here than the quali. So hopefully Oscar can get some decent points here.
And hopefully they know why Lando lost it and can maybe tell Oscar,
Yeah.
don't do what Lando did.
Don't do
Whatever
that.
that was.
Oh.
Oh,
Science and all. Oh, it's a civil war, mate. Spanish civil war.
the
Sainz v.
P17.
Alonso.
Love it.
Oh, Science must be fuming with that manhole cover me.
If they now ask Max to give position to Leclerc, that would be
Such a waste.
absolutely
Of,
ridiculous.
Such a waste of time. Honestly, you might as well
It's
just leave it now.
By the
too
way.
long. Like you shouldn't be allowed time to. And this isn't because it's Verstappen. I'm actually quite consistent in. I would want this to be anyone. If anyone had done what Verstappen did at turn 1,
mate, of course.
making the same argument.
Yeah,
the
no, it
team
doesn't-
shouldn't be
it doesn't
allowed.
matter.
That's not an
7
overtake.
If the team
Yeah, that's
decided
just shoving
now,
someone off.
if they decided to swap the position out, for my mind, that's too late because you shouldn't
Yeah.
get to wait until just after the stewards are about to make a decision. And Leclerc hasn't had the opportunity to run his own legitimate race at the front for the last 7 laps. So it should be within a lap or two. You have to let them through. So it is now definitely just down to whatever the stewards.
And the safety car was a nice, unproblematic way of just letting him reverse it.
Exactly. It would have been so. They just don't
been
like
easy.
doing anything easily, do they? Science passed Checo, by the way. Go on, Carlos. We're not seeing it.
No.
Oh, no, back ahead. No, it's not like there's a battle going on.
People are a little bit tentative to go for Hamilton on Sonoda now, but it's a bit tentative
Yep.
to go for an outbreaking maneuver like that because it's slippery and
Yeah.
Sonoda's really struggling here.
Yeah, he actually
Oh,
is.
well.
Oh,
weird.
okay. Nice up and under.
Oh, go on,
Will
Lewis.
Hamilton Sonoda.
Boy! That felt
You
risky.
know, Yuki leaves space. He does leave space in these wheel
All
tours.
the time, he levered a space.
So those softs are not working at all because
Not
that's
for
two
him.
cars have just driven past him.
Yeah. Oscar passed Hulkenberg now as well.
Piastri making moves.
Penalty!
Penalty.
Oh my
I
God.
take it all back except for the fact that there's no way they needed to take that long to make
Is
a
it?
decision.
What's
hang
the
on.
penalty?
It's just going to be a 5-second, isn't it? So you can just drive off.
Yeah, he'll just drive off into the distance. I mean, I would have rather them just been like, yo, just give the place back.
yeah.
Because then at least we could see like a battle or something.
But I think actually it is too late for that. I don't think they're even allowed to.
It's a 5-second penalty.
But they
That
have
is
done
so-
that all season.
Just
for 5
get them
seconds.
to reverse position. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, if they'd not taken that long to make the decision.
We all collectively agreed that was a slam dunk
just
within
give the place back, mate.
seconds of seeing it.
Oh,
Why did it take
God.
so fucking long?
But that is
foolishness.
consistent. So they haven't enforced a swap position. They've given the opportunity to swap position or face their punishment.
Yeah,
so
and
they
they
have done
face
that
the
all
punishment. Yeah, fair enough.
In good news, they have actually at least made the
Yeah.
correct decision. That like they've said
Oh,
that
of
is
course.
They
allowed.
did something.
Because I fully
Wow.
expect them to not make that decision.
Ocon on Magnussen.
Come on, Esteban.
Yeah, it's so slippery offline, isn't it? If you try and dive bomb, so it's literally what happened to Alonso and Sainz into turn one. Just
Oh,
no grip
Chris
anywhere.
has made a good point in the live chat.
You have
Is
to
that
do the- in the pit stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
well,
So
well, mate.
if he can, well, when's the pit stop going to be? As long as he doesn't pull out another 3 seconds, which he may well do.
Yeah, in like the next like 15 laps probably.
Ocon all over the back of K-Mag. These Alpines are quick round here. What? I'm confused.
Oh, hello. Or Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar's flying as well.
That's an interesting line from me there, not going to lie. Took the car park route. That was the old track.
It's really weird because you'd think, the Alpine engine is broadly understood to be the weakest power unit. Obviously, it's hard to know for sure because there's no other teams running it. But, I mean, Gasly and Ocon's obviously got a bit of fortuity. I don't know if he's pitted.
Honestly, trying to predict
But either way, Gasly's still comfortable people.
trying to predict what cars are going to be quick at what tracks at this point is actually impossible now.
Which is great.
Which is sick.
It's
Really
great.
good.
We just don't have a title fight.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Max is just killing it.
I think Verstappen is gone regardless now of this penalty. It just looks like the race pace is.
You've been given a 5-second penalty, but you're already 2 seconds ahead.
Just keep eking
so
out the
just
gap,
keep-
basically, yeah.
Yeah, Gav has to stop. Send them my regards.
He's such a little shit out.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I like it. He's funny, man. He's good crack, Max. You know what? He's you might not always agree with him. I don't always agree with him, but he's genuine.
It would be nice
the
if there was
outside. I
occasionally
respect
like a, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that one was on me. Like it would be reasonably nice.
Yeah, he loves a little sarky comeback, though, doesn't he? GP's taught him well. GP's
Yeah, they're a
taught
good
him very
match
well.
in that sense.
Absolutely.
Max is, well, he did have fastest lap. He keeps putting fastest laps in, but the gap isn't actually going up.
Leclerc's
much.
just gained half a second in the last
Yeah.
lap.
Oh, Oscar. Oh,
Oscar on the inside.
Inside. Lovely stuff.
Got that. That'll do.
Oscar's going like the
And Hamilton's
clappers.
going to get a run here as well.
Piastri's looking good here. Not going to lie. Go on, lad.
I'm normally sitting in silence, messaging you guys on WhatsApp during a race.
Oh,
This is so
really?
different talking about it.
I'm normally getting stupid questions from a
Out
teenager
loud.
and then getting yelled at by my wife for yelling.
Magnussen gets Piastri back. See, these Haas, they do typically overcook. It'll just be interesting to see if they can hold on to their tyres around here because it's so much cooler. But you know what? Like, actually, as long as it's not, there's a lot of talk before this race about how cold it could potentially be. At the end of the day, the temperature does make a big difference to these cars. And you're seeing a Haas and a Ferrari excel in these kind of conditions where otherwise they would not necessarily. If this was middle of the day, we'd have a very different running order, that's for sure.
As these tyres are now fully up to temperature, I think we might see people being a bit more confident to make moves.
Yeah.
Piastri looking a bit more racy now as well. I know he made a move immediately after the safety car anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Gasly getting close to Russell.
Yeah, oh, okay, Gasly.
Go on, Pierre.
Yeah, to win the race.
Okay. Pierre podium.
He's
looking
actually
extremely racy.
Yeah, I was going to
Looking
say,
better
yeah.
than the Mercedes.
His line through there as well. You actually might make a move at the end of the next straight.
Ricardo.
The
and
Alpha Tauri is about to go
Tsunoda.
side by side.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the race direction. We're keeping the same trends at the moment, race direction.
Ricardo's ahead of Tsunoda.
Leclerc is closing on Verstappen now. So
is.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
not
Lewis? No.
entirely done.
So
Tsunoda's just dropped a couple of positions.
Yeah,
I
what's
think he's
going on
pitted.
there? Oh, he's pitted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Checo's under fire from Aston's and the Ferrari Science.
okay,
Oh,
so
the
at
Aston
least
Martin side by side.
Guys, come on.
that's some proper racing at least, because everything else we're seeing is unshuffling. So we're seeing the Haas's drop back. That they've yet to get to the Williamses, but that will be unshuffling as well. This looks like a proper fight.
Go on,
I'm
Sainz.
here for it.
Ooh, lovely. Past Alonso again.
Nice.
Great move, Carlos Sainz.
I'm sure Alonso will take that line down. He'll just go, fair play.
Yeah.
You got me.
Come back next
You're
week.
the Spanish alpha now.
So there's no punishment for defending tight into that chicane, like because the car behind's got to wait for you anyway.
Yeah.
So you might lose to the car ahead.
Oscar getting back past
Meow.
K-Mag. Yeah, that McLaren is quick round here, for sure.
It is when it's actually warmed its tyres up.
Does Lewis commit to a move here?
This is on Hulkenberg.
Yeah, the Hasses are just going to go backwards,
Well,
aren't
he
they?
just didn't commit to anything. Just
Drove.
went down.
Drove around.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
Leclerc wasn't happy with the race.
I did think that because it looked like he'd gone, and I was like, that's a bit of a weird place to go. And then he kind of went again, but
What do we think, Brad's?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's specifically, regulated against or enforced, we've seen Max do pretty much whatever he wants under restart. So I think that was probably one of the least egregious.
Yeah, I thought that
restarts
was
I've seen
alright.
him do.
it was all right.
Personally, I thought that was alright.
It was all right
Because
because it's in.
Leclerc's saying.
He's gone. He's kind of been clever with it. He's gone just before a corner, so he
Yeah,
can say, "Oh yeah, I just broke for the corner, innit?"
Yeah.
So I
I don't
think
think
it's
there's
that bad.
anything particularly dodgy there.
No, I think that's all good.
I want Pierre Gasly in third. I want that. We need that.
It's putting the pressure on George, isn't he? That'd be big for Alpine. Not that they've got anything to fight for, but
Yeah, man, they're on their own, aren't they?
they've said though, Alpine these last couple of races they're just going to experiment with the setup of the cars and try stuff out. They've got nothing to win or lose
Might
really.
as well remix some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Hamilton and Piastri potentially with a shot to take advantage of mediums starting to go off ahead of them. If that's what happens, it doesn't
annoying.
always work that way.
Apparently, lots of people having problems with live timing, but this is the point where we would normally start looking at: is there any drop off? Are people managing? But we can't really tell at the moment.
Is this just the
Lewis
same,
making
same
moves
move
again.
again?
Yeah, I feel like they. Oh no, there was actually
all right.
outbreaking that time.
Yeah.
I think that was on K-Mag. this time.
Yeah, it's the other Haas.
So Lewis is moving along, a good rate of knots.
Moving and shaking.
Yeah.
This gap isn't going up at all between Verstappen and Leclerc.
Yeah.
So when they pit in 10 laps or something, he might actually be behind Charles, not going to lie.
That's actually a really key point here. Oh, nice easy.
Oh,
answer,
hello.
Paris.
Checo.
I expected Verstappen when he got to 2.3, 2.4. I thought that was just going to carry on, and
Yeah.
unless he's like heavily managing, there's potentially a race on here. Back under 2 seconds again.
Come on! That's what we love to see.
And Gasly within DRS of Russell.
You know what? Sargent running within a second of Albon, keeping up. Good to see.
Yeah, man. Look at him.
Good to see.
Maybe he is the sergeant after all, you know?
Oh, we need to cool the car.
It's cold already, mate. You don't need to cool.
Is it not chilly enough?
I'm going to
bro?
say, mate.
Well, that's a good run.
Is it not chilly enough? So it's caught right up to Ricardo. Oh, the Alpha Tauris are really struggling.
Yeah, they be slow again.
This is not their track.
Yeah.
They were looking pretty good for P7 in the
So
constructors.
that's interesting.
Before
Even
this
in
weekend.
a DRS train, he was able to overtake Ricardo there.
Yeah.
Did Ricardo have DRS?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, these Ferraris, this is built for them, isn't it? Because they threw the. I guess that's the thing. They threw the kitchen sink at that Monza upgrade because they knew they wanted to be good around Monza and kind of maybe weren't thinking so much about the season as an entirety. Just wanted to do well at Monza, and fortunately, that upgrade is working a treat for Vegas as well. Because they're flying at the minute.
They're bloody flying.
And Sargent, to his credit, sticking within a second of Albon as well.
Yeah.
Indeed, he is Spanners.
I would say, driver of the solid
on.
driver. Of the
Drive
day.
the day contender. Come on, Logan.
Look, let's throw our weight behind
This
this.
is perfect, you know?
Logan Sargent, driver of the day.
And that's keeping Ocon behind
I
Sargent.
will vote for that if that's what required is like on the show.
Okay,
I
so
will-
ordinarily we'd expect Sargent to drop off on a tyre wear circuit. So we could say, well done, Sargent, you're keeping up with Albon, or we could use it as an indicator that there's not a lot of drop-off on pace at the moment.
I mean, the last few races, his pace relative to Alex in the races hasn't been like he's been within 10 seconds by end of race, which is better than it was. I know, bar low, right? I get it, but it's progress.
He didn't
all right?
lose
It's
by
progress.
much. He didn't.
I know,
He's
exactly.
losing by less.
He's losing by
And
less.
just as we say that, he's starting to drop out of DRS range now. So that's going to put him into the clutches of Ocon.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's what we're seeing on screen.
You're
Bit of
right.
a trade
With
here, yeah.
Actually, some really
commentator's
close-
curse.
Oh, hang on.
But it's
Ocon,
both
Really
Williams.
close fights going on.
Ocon started like 16th.
Oh, yeah. Ocon.
hello.
Move.
That's
There
a
we go.
move by Ocon.
That's a unique
And
one.
so begins Logan Sargent's fall down through the pack. Here we go.
It's
The
going to be
commentator's
Albon's as well,
curse.
though, because they
Yellow
are
flag sector
close.
two.
They are close. It's not like, Albon's just driven
clear.
off into the distance.
What happened there? There was a brief yellow flag, sector 2.
Yeah. I feel like the Sargent P5 dream might be... we might be struggling there a little bit now,
Yeah.
Tom, I'm not going to lie, mate.
He heard the gas and
Was like, hang on, let me temper expectations again.
yeah.
Let me calm everyone down.
Ooh.
So it's key now for Piastri and Hamilton to clear Sargent.
Yep.
Yeah, let's try and
continue
keep it with
their
Ocon.
Charge up through the pack, but
But it's not Singapore, is it? They're not getting stuck.
no,
No?
there's actually
No,
some
not at
overtaking happening in various places on the track.
Yeah. Lots of different opportunities.
There you go.
Piastri going for it as well.
Good launch, Oscar. Love
Bloody
that.
yeah, Piastri's finding grip in areas on the track that a lot of people aren't.
Oh, Sargent's dropping like a stone now, bruv. Oh, goodness gracious.
And
Yeah, we've-
nice easy move.
Oh,
for Lewis.
Logan, I'm so
into
sorry.
the final corner though. Yeah, mate, go on.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I feel like we might have done that to him there, guys. Not gonna lie. Do apologise, Logan, mate.
Aged like milk.
Still
Yeah.
didn't hit anything.
Invoice.
Okay, and he's trying his hardest. So I think we're still on for DTOD.
To be fair, all those cars behind him are faster cars as well, and he
Well-
did the right thing by not fighting it too hard.
Well, let's
Oh
see how
my
Albon
Lord.
does relative.
What's Checo do? Sparks in the face. Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this, lads. I'm not going to lie. This has been fun.
It's actually
been a
really
decent
good.
little race so
How
far.
much of this though is because we've had a weird grid,
Yeah,
with the fast cars down and a really messy turn one.
But also, it was a weird grid through. I mean, you could say, all right, teams will be better prepared in future years. But, I mean, it's very close in the midfield. It's
Yeah.
very close
Yeah, yeah.
outside of Max in the Red Bull. So
And Leclerc's now within DRS of Max on that subject.
Oh, that's
it wasn't
great,
like
yeah.
it pissed down
Wow,
the rain.
yeah.
Made
One
some
more thing, the
shenanigans.
DRS looks perfect.
Yes.
It looks like it's been.
I was a bit
fixed.
worried about that going into this.
because
Because, yeah, you're right.
It could have been too easy.
It's not activated until halfway down the strip, and I did wonder if that was going to be sort of too late, but that seems to be about right. So you've got to make the move still.
Come on, Charles.
There's a race happening.
Charles!
We have a race for the win.
Come on.
Back when they were kids,
Smelling blood.
scrapping in carts.
It was only an incident back then,
was
but
only
now
an
it's so
incident.
much more.
Hey,
Please,
Brad, who do
no
you want to win? Is it Max? Okay.
I just want a good race.
super. But I'm just here for the.
Oh,
vibes.
George in.
Yep, George in the pitch. You're right.
Crikey.
Cracky, mate.
Cool, blimey.
It's
he's in the pit lane.
interesting. So Russell wasn't that far behind. He was close
Ocon-
enough that with a tyre offset and a few laps on
Oh,
a
this
grippier
is
tyre,
it. The move.
Here we go.
Go on.
with these guys slowing themselves down, there's a chance Russell could actually
Little,
get up
little
in this
cheeky
fight.
undercut. Yeah.
Charles Leclerc's all over the back of Max Verstappen here.
And Russell had a pit stop under 3 seconds, so Mercedes several ways.
Well done,
The
Mercedes.
pit crew actually turned up this weekend. Come on.
Sergeant
Sargent as well, yeah. Probably a good time for him to pit. I think his tyres were dropping off quite drastically.
this is good.
Ocon's close right up to Albon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Gasly's got pace. He's 4 seconds clear of Albon.
Yeah.
And Ocon's right on the back of him
Oh,
as
wow,
well.
yeah, Gasly.
It's a great race for Alpine so far.
Yeah, Gasly was hanging on with George Russell as well.
So,
when
Russell
he
needs to
pitted.
fire these hards up immediately.
Yeah, pretty
Albon's
much.
going to lose to everyone.
No, don't say box. Okay, thank God.
Tyres are gone for Max.
That's interesting. It's got to be the rears, right?
Tyres are gonna get really
sure.
fucked, mate.
Yeah,
So,
they're going to get really fucked, mate, which means they're not fucked yet.
well, yeah, perhaps.
Future tense.
But he's already losing time. So
Oh,
box, Verstappen.
boo! Let him make the overtake first. At least get
on,
get
Charles,
excited.
get him.
Go on, Charles.
Yeah.
Way!
So he's lost
And an overtake for the lead in Formula One.
Wow.
He's lost track position and has a 5-second penalty. So
That's-
Russell
yeah.
will be ahead of Verstappen after this pit stop.
Yeah,
With an
he
undercut
will
as
be.
well.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
intriguing.
Ooh, yeah. Max comes into the pits.
I wonder. To be fair, I wondered if Charles would maybe cover him there and Pitt as well.
And the undercut is
Before.
actually working because Russell's made a 2.5 on Alonso, who holds the fastest lap at the moment.
Oh yeah, so
Anyway,
George is about to blitz fastest lap.
Don't touch that
don't
car,
touch the
Red Bull.
car. I thought about it.
Yeah, that,
I thought about it, mate. Get yourself a 10-second penalty.
So Gasly's got a head start for a podium place as well, hasn't he? He's
Albon
got-
in.
Gasly's got a good shot.
Yeah, he
for
actually,
sure.
yeah. He probably doesn't want to leave it too long to pit. Oh my God, they didn't have the tyres ready for Piastri. Good stuff.
Oh no, McLaren.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
okay,
4.4.
that's a position for Hamilton then potentially if he was near enough.
Hamilton's got to do his.
Oh, probably not then in that case. Are we going to see it? Nah, don't worry about it.
It's near a pit
Has he made
stop
contact
window
with?
for him. Oh, he's made a move on Piastri, and Piastri's.
I don't know. According to the
I want to see Piastri's on board.
isn't it?
Oh, Piastri had a puncture as well then.
Oh shit.
That's why they weren't ready for him because he just fucking launched it into the pit lane.
We need. I think we need to see Piastri's on board for that.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked then with that.
I mean, he's still going quite quickly, is Lewis, to say he's got a puncture.
So I
guess
said it
it's
was
a
near
slow
a pit
one.
window, but it wasn't because he was on the hard, so he wanted to stay out longer. So
Yeah.
it was all looking rosy for him, and that is now
Need
down
to
the
see.
toilet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's just clattered the bollard, Lewis.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just needs to get that
yeah,
back.
that's gone wrong.
Yeah,
He might have from wing damage now as well after
definitely
clamping
need
that.
to see Piastri's on board tonight if he had anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
Well, it looked. I think it's pretty clear that Piastri was hanging on round the outside of a corner where you can't.
Yeah,
Around the
I feel
outside.
like...
There's a wall there, so
Yeah. Car's not stopping.
Because not all of the tyres are touching.
Yeah,
the floor.
that is... Please brake earlier for this corner.
And look, he
Lewis,
won
if
with
that's
3
okay.
wheels in Silverstone.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly that
Anything's
was a
spot-
fluke.
Gasly pit.
Can't do it again, can he?
Unnecessary. Oh, Max is here as well.
Oh, it's a
Go on,
shame.
go on.
Accidentally not.
Shame for him. He received that puncture with a whole lap.
Yeah. Sticky one.
Gasly 3.2, not a great pit stop from Alpine.
Yeah. It's crazy, innit? We live in a world where 3.2 seconds is like really fucking average.
It's not
for
lost
pit stop.
like. At least the wheel didn't delaminate because
Yeah.
He's out of the race.
How did they not put the...
Oh, Mercedes.
That wasn't
bruv.
even the fucking tyre where the puncture was.
These lot
How do you get that one wrong?
Come on, honestly.
He was actually having a really genuinely good race.
6.3.
Mercedes pit crew actually reek. They must be the worst on the grid. They have to be. Consistent pain every weekend.
So on the move itself, the move with Piastri.
Okay.
We're going to see a replay. Of
No, he's just clobbering the thingy here.
just-
Bow.
In 2 minds, I think. Well, obviously he's got a puncher, so.
So if he's ahead at that left-hand apex, Piastri should be giving him room.
That's actually the bollards.
Well,
But could he
Right,
give him
rules now.
room
yeah. So that
because of the wall? That's the thing.
that wall is immediately in front of you if you're on the outside. So there is
Yeah.
really when you get 2/3 of the way through that corner, there's one.
But maybe
Yeah.
Oscar could have still given more space. It's hard
yeah,
to know.
I think
without
it,
seeing
I
he's
think
on board.
ultimately Piastri probably just had to kind of allow that one and just go, look, I'm on the outside here.
By the time they turned in to that corner, it should have been clear to Piastri that it was lost. I don't think he intended for there to be contact. I think he just probably wanted to cut it as close as possible to lose as little time as possible.
Max is behind Russell, by the way, by 3 seconds as well.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
is.
even really that close either. Intriguing. Intriguing.
Okay, Vegas. Okay.
Leclerc's
Okay.
got 7 seconds in hand if he wants to come out in front of Max, pit stop wise.
That Hamilton Piastri incident is actually frustrating because they were 2 more players that were coming
Yeah.
into play near the front.
You're right. Yeah, they were.
I mean, Piastri, it hasn't really affected him too much because he pitted straight away.
No further investigation.
Yeah, I
Piastri,
think
Hamilton.
that's fair. It was a racing incident. I
Yeah.
think I would say
It's hurt Lewis a lot more. I mean,
60% on Piastri. But
yeah. Lewis has lost like 15 seconds because of it.
But I mean, there's a lot. There's only 19 laps of 50 done, so there's still plenty of time.
Long bloody way to go.
We've got a couple of red flags yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Not this time in the morning.
Obviously, Lewis has had to put the mediums on now, which doesn't seem like the tyre. I know there was. I mean, the softs completely fell off a cliff for Sonoda, didn't they?
Yeah, just,
Everyone
I
running
feel
the
like
softs was just
they
slow.
just didn't even get any tyre temps in, and then they just fell off anyways. They just didn't get any like performance out of them.
Perez is in the lead, effectively, isn't he?
Technically speaking,
If he doesn't, if the hards last.
If the hards last.
Yeah, because he pitted, didn't he, earlier on?
If the hards last.
Could you imagine? Sergio Perez wins.
Amazing.
Leclerc's pace
Love
like
that.
compared to
I don't know. I've got no live timing. It's really annoying.
right.
There's lots of people
Sorry.
apparently don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently ours isn't working necessarily too well either. But I think F1 are struggling a bit with that on their end.
Yeah, the people at Coda are in the casino right now. They're too distracted, unfortunately.
Ooh. Albon 2.7 behind Gasly. So that Alpine pit stop really did hurt them a little bit, but everyone stopped apart from Joe, Ocon and Leclerc at the minute. Piastri's still making moves. I think Piastri and maybe Lewis is a bit of a long shot. It's too far to go, but you never know. A safety car
Yeah.
could help him right out.
He's on the wrong tyre.
He is on the wrong
tyre.
tyre.
He's quite a long. He's got a long.
And that's
car
why
ahead
a
of
safety
us.
car.
He'd already spent
help.
quite a long time passing a bunch of cars.
Now he's got to pass them all again. Yeah. Like he's literally behind the Hasses, Sonoda.
Max on the back of Zhou Guanyu. This will be nice and easy, I think, for him.
Oh.
So we could have Verstappen versus Russell. Oh,
Joe's holding him up.
Oh,
Yellow
yellow
flag
flag.
set to do.
What we got? Immediately gone. It's the bollard again.
The disappointment in your voice is. Oh, is he? It's obviously not a big one.
It's not a massive incident.
Just something.
Verstappen being held
there's
here.
those kind of fans, Brad. Crashes.
No.
What do we think
That's
about-
all we're
What
interested
do you
in.
think about Russell potentially going for a win here? Because
Yeah.
he will have undercut Leclerc now,
Yeah.
and he's making moves, looking strong. Verstappen is behind him. Verstappen's closed a little on him.
Yeah.
A second in the last few laps, but
I think if he pitted now, he'd still just about be ahead of George Leclerc. Because the gap was 28 seconds. I don't think it'll come down by 7 seconds yet.
It feels like George this weekend has just been happier in the car than Lewis, just throughout, really. And obviously, we saw that in qualifying as well.
you think if Leclerc pitted now, he'd still be in front of Russell, even though Russell and Verstappen have had several laps of undercut. I know Verstappen had the 5-second penalty.
Yeah. It was. I'm only saying that just because like 3 laps ago they showed the difference between Leclerc and Verstappen, and I think he had like 7 seconds in hand.
Okay, well, in that case, Leclerc is super strong.
Yeah. It might be a lot less now, to be fair. But I actually know because it is Ferrari. I was going to say they wouldn't leave him out if there was no need to, but then again, yeah, Ferrari would actually do that.
Yeah, it's good, 25 seconds, Leclerc, Russell, at the minute. But obviously, Leclerc's on the mediums.
He's made them go a long way, to be fair, as well.
Yeah.
I have to say, I still don't quite know where they are on the track most of the time until they get to the start straight, where I kind of recognise it.
Yeah.
I don't really know which of the two tight left-handers with a wall close on the exit they're at. Like that one. There's another one that looks just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think the TV direction has been all right. It's showing. I want to see the buildings a bit more lit up. I mean, that big pan shot is very nice. But yeah, I do think like sunset would be nice. Have the race go into the night.
I've seen all the buildings already because I've been watching all the practice and qualifying. Like I am over a shot of some casino.
Already.
We're about to find out
First ever one.
these gaps.
Oh, Leclerc's pitting, by the way.
Come on, Ferrari.
He's going to. He said box.
Come on,
Box.
Ferrari. Deliver the
Could you imagine this is where they bring out a 10.2 second pit stop?
George
Alonso
Russell,
defending
Fernando Alonso.
like his life depends on it.
Like a lion. Oh, it's actually a bad pit stop for Leclerc as well.
3-9.
Ooh, that is
Stinky.
surprisingly bad.
Stink.
I smell that one from.
Yeah, I was
a
going
mile
to say, yeah.
Russell's getting very frustrated here because Alonso's just holding him up.
George
Kind of no
Alonso
reason at the moment.
screams of problems.
Is that Leclerc out behind an Alpine?
Oh, I think he's behind Stroll.
Stroll, yeah.
Yeah, he is ahead. He's ahead of George.
Miles ahead.
Good stuff from Leclerc. They've got the pace, haven't they? If he's like fended off that much of an undercut and still come out with a shit pit stop as well,
Yeah.
comfortably ahead, then yeah.
And he can kind of pull Sainz along potentially for a bit now as well, which might help Carlos's race.
Alito.
Yeah. Oh, them AlphaTauris, man. Look at them.
They stink this weekend, yeah, man.
Not been their weekend at all with that Honda power unit as well. Just yeah.
They just need to bring this year's Red Bull next year.
I do think as well, like right at the end of the season, the championship's done. There's not too much to fight for a lot of these teams, apart from arguably the ones at the very bottom. So, you're probably using old engines, and I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if we don't see an engine go boom by the end of this race.
Yeah, because someone's
It's
brought
right at the end of the year,
a rusty one. Someone's brought a rusty one to the
pushing
table.
mileage out of engines that maybe you
Russell
shouldn't
and
be.
Alonso.
Yeah, I'm here for an Alonso Russell Verstappen battle. This is awesome. This is
George gets it
not
done.
what I thought I was going to say.
Alonso's on the same pit stops or no?
His tyres are older.
Yeah, there's a few people out of sync because if they were involved in that accident at the start.
Yeah.
It's like Alonso, Sainz, I think, technically as well.
Alonso does not have DRS.
Max making a move here, surely. Will he stay on the track this time?
Won't matter.
Yeah, Alonso can't really fight
Good
that.
move.
He's not going very quickly, is old Fernando.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the one I've been looking forward to, whether Russell can defend in any way.
Russell, I feel like we've not had George versus Max enough in Formula
Do you remember
1.
Catalunya, Russell versus Verstappen? It was like last season, I think, and they had a great scrap at Catalunya.
They're just both chaos drivers. So
Yeah, it was brilliant. I want to see more of that.
when Max and Leclerc fight, it feels like Leclerc's quite passive sometimes and just kind of allows it, and Max just like sends it. Whereas I think George is just as chaotic.
For sure.
And this is actually for position. Like this is
Yeah.
like George is fighting here for
Absolutely.
one of the podium places.
Yeah, exactly,
So
yeah,
he's got
yeah.
something to.
A
It's
lot
not
to
like
fight
with
for.
Alonso where he's just fighting for points. So
What were we made of George's year so far, boys?
Rubbish. No, honestly, his reputation's just it has sunk really. I think in the eyes of a lot of people who thought he was going to be a genuine on-pace contender. It's these kind of races he does well. The second he's got to put together time management, the gap between him and Hamilton is massive.
So one lap, they're nearly
Yeah.
equal on.
Yeah.
I think it's almost 50-50. Russell
11-10
just
in qualifying
Yeah,
to-
just one
to
race
Lewis.
behind. And it could end the season exactly equal. But this season I've been surprised at how far ahead Hamilton has been during longer race stints.
Yep.
That's the thing. If Russell could sort that out, then they'd be basically the same.
Yeah.
But Hamilton just seems to generally find something extra to keep the tyres alive. That's like his key differentiator.
Not today. Though.
Wide from
Only
Max.
kept 3 of them alive today.
Yeah,
It's kind of similar to.
all of them firmly died.
You need
Kind
to
of
keep all of them
slow
alive,
start.
Lewis.
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened
This
here?
is a 3.9. That
Slow
front,
front
right,
right. So
sparky.
the gap could be bigger.
Yeah.
It's good for them
You're
with
right.
science. It's good for them keeping science.
Got a
in
little
DRS.
buffer zone as well. Yeah,
It's not Sainz
Drag him
isn't
along.
DRS.
Yeah, because Russell's now right on the back of Sainz. Yeah, I think it's similar to Oscar and Lando, actually. Like over a lap, ultimate pace.
True, actually, yeah.
Oscar's pretty close, but Lando's really showing his class with that, race discipline.
So I don't think Leclerc is actually catching
Ooh, here we
Perez
go.
at the moment. Ooh.
Russell's all over the back of Sainz.
Yeah,
That's gonna give Max a
Fully
chance.
gone off. I tell you what. Why are we still
Whoa.
looking at that? Oh my god!
Come on, race direction. Don't let us
Come on,
down,
yeah,
please.
for fuck's sake. This is actually a good battle.
We got
Race
up.
director, fucking wake up.
We've got up at R3 for this. Come on. You left the ass at 3 for this, Brad.
This is decent.
Yeah, this is good. Russell all over the back of Carlos Sainz
Making a move.
into turn 14, I think. I don't
Fuck knows,
don't
honestly.
know.
They're down the strip. This is down the strip. This is
down the
pretty
strip.
sick, man.
Max is involved as well.
Max is
no.
going
Can
to
he go
get
for
Carlos.
a twofer? Nah. He'll get Carlos. Ooh.
I have to say, I think
Nice.
we've already had the question answered whether this track can provide decent racing. This is better than Baku and much better than Singapore.
Yeah, that's the
so,
bar. Yeah, again, it's a low bar though, isn't it? Let's
Yeah,
compare it
but
to Kota.
No, but we know that it's a street circuit.
Yeah.
So within the frame of
You're not stuck. Are you?
yeah,
So,
within the context of this is a modern street circuit, it's
Yeah.
better than those other two for sure.
Okay, so at the moment though, the battles that we've seen that are not unshuffling the qualifying grid have been Leclerc Verstappen. So that's one, that's genuine. We've got Verstappen versus Russell here at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's looked a little better because you've had that unshuffling.
Ocon fastest lap of the race. Yeah, say less.
No, I'm feeling good.
I honestly, I mean, it makes sense because there's so many fucking straights on this track. Like, it would be a bit of a concern if the track looked the way it did and you didn't get opportunities for overtaking.
There's also tyre wear.
But-
Like, Max. It's not like Sochi where the tyres could last forever. It is actually generating some strategy.
Yeah, I mean, Leclerc was catching Max at the end of that stint. The tyre difference there between
Oh,
Sainz
he's
and
very close
Verstappen.
to George now.
Oh, yo. Into that left hand. Contact!
Big
So,
contact.
that was
Russell and Verstappen.
Massive.
Very similar to the Piastri-Hamilton move, although in this situation, Russell was much more alongside
Yeah,
Verstappen.
yeah. It was.
So
I mean, it
Russell
was side by side. Wasn't
Russell was entitled to more room than Piastri was entitled to in those situations.
it? It looks like as Leclerc breezes past Stroll, it kind of that looked more like Red Bull debris than. I'm gonna say I was seeing yellow and red over that debris as it flew off. So that might be trouble for Max. Not gonna lie.
So what
Managed to
penalty
stay
will
with
Russell
himself.
get is the question. Not to be a cynic.
The thing is, you could just see that coming. That's the thing. Chaos, ballers. Both
Yeah,
of them.
these two can't
Max
be
and
trusted.
Russell, they can't be trusted at all.
They can't be trusted.
damage?
What's
Verstappen
Max
radio.
saying?
Mate,
He just turned in on me, and yeah,
Yeah, I need to see more replays before I can judge.
yeah.
They were basically exactly side by side.
Yeah, pretty
on-
much. Yeah.
Into the corner. So for Verstappen to use all of the track width on the exit, I think he needs to have a nose ahead, which he may well have done.
yeah, we need to see more angles of that one, please.
The
at some
minute
point.
Max has to battle, crash.
Russell was
to be
definitely
fair.
optimistic to try and hang around the outside there, but
Yeah,
if he was
true.
ahead at all, then he had the right to hang on there and expect some room. So
I just love how predictable that was.
Yeah, no,
it
we
was
called that from
so easy to see
Right,
that
here we
coming.
go. Let's see.
I was surprised Russell fought this as much as he did. So he's still ahead. At the turning point, Russell's ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
the turning point,
yeah,
Russell's ahead.
yeah.
He can expect some room, but we need to see from Verstappen's.
Verstappen's point of view.
Felt like
here.
a lot of front wing came off here for Max.
Yeah, Russell turns in. It's Russell. It's on Russell.
I think it is
Max is
Russell,
headed
yeah.
directly for the apex. Max isn't running wide at all, and
You're
Russell
right.
just makes the corner a half a car width wide rather than a full car width. So
Yeah.
that is actually on Russell. And the contact was made well before the exit. So that wasn't Max pushing Russell wide. Max was
Oh,
hit
safety car.
before the apex. So
Safety
I'm
car.
actually-
The
Debris.
debris, yes, there was a lot, to be fair. I'm actually surprised how much just came off. The front wing just exploded off Max's car.
So
George Russell.
for clarity, again, I'm putting that predominantly on Russell.
Explain
Growth,
again why
that's
you're
growth.
putting that on Russell.
That's
So how
growth.
much
It's
room does
entirely
Russell
on
have
Russell.
to
Okay,
Has it
so-
got to be a car's width from the apex?
So there was a car on Russell's inside,
Yeah.
and Russell drove directly into that car.
Yeah.
That's it. It's pure. So it wasn't like they were going through the corner side by side, and Max
Excellent way of
used
putting
the
it.
racing line that Russell was on.
Yeah.
Russell tried to use the racing line that Verstappen was on.
Yeah.
Verstappen wasn't turning in late. He wasn't running wide. Verstappen was just doing a typical, very normal and simple overtake down the inside. And Russell just turned in like there wasn't a car there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
expected to see on that replay Verstappen side by side
like, drift off
and then
wide,
run him
yeah.
wide in towards the wall.
But
and then
actually,
Russell
yeah, he was just heading for the apex.
the
to be
impact was
fair.
before the apex.
And just
so-
because the rules have changed quite a bit, does Russell being ahead at the apex mean anything?
Yeah, that's a good question. What it doesn't mean, so Russell was, I don't know, half a metre ahead at the turning point, but that doesn't mean you can still drive through the car that's on your inside. So
Yeah.
Russell turned in as if Verstappen was going to just nail the brakes and give him the race.
But if the inside car was ahead at the apex, he could just drive to the edge.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the difference. So, if Verstappen had a nose ahead, he could have used all the track width, but he didn't. That wasn't on Verstappen.
They have noted that for causing a collision between
I mean,
George,
George
and
has
Max.
to get a penalty for that, surely.
Yeah, I actually. But I mean, it depends. It might be one of those incidents where it's like, well, they've both ended up with damage or whatever, so they don't dish out a penalty. I don't know. It's a strange one, but
I think
that's going to throw. I mean, good luck working out the
Yeah.
race from this point because
Lewis is going slow.
Yeah, that's really slow.
Is he okay?
That is rude. That is him trying his hardest. The Mercedes have been improving, and you're just.
Just a hater.
That just is as fast as the
It's in the-
Mercedes goes. So.
Do you ever say anything nice?
That's a great
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, everyone's on hards apart from the two awful remain.
Who pitted just before the safety car? Leclerc. Doesn't really matter. Well,
Science came in.
that's benefited Perez massively,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Just going to put that one out there.
Checo's cooking.
Because he was gonna, he was gonna fall back towards like maybe 7th or 8th. Now he's got a free pit stop.
Gasly P3,
Has he bit?
Piastri
And he's got
P3.
out second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happened now to
I'm actually not.
work
That's
Kind-
fine.
Okay.
They're a bit more lenient during safety cars, aren't they? Because there's just so many cars in the
congested.
pit lane.
So, what bad thing do you think is going to happen to Leclerc? So, I think
Well, is he the unluckiest man of all time?
wildlife. So, what's the Vegas wildlife? Cobras?
Rattlesnakes?
Yeah, rattlesnake and a cobra
Yes, yeah.
in a death match. Oh, who's this? Oh.
just about all right.
That'll be probably fine.
So it's under investigation causing a collision, and I can only assume that is on Russell causing a collision
Yeah,
with
must
Verstappen. Because essentially, there was nothing in front of Verstappen. Verstappen didn't drive
right.
into anything at all. He was turning away from Russell and had no one in front of him.
But don't Verstappen fans say that you have to be as close to the apex as possible when overtaking on the inside?
Yeah, but Verstappen,
Don't they?
to his credit,
Couldn't he have gone more? Couldn't he have gone more to the inside?
Spanners feeling
He only
brave.
needs two wheels on the inside, doesn't he?
Poke the rattlesnake.
I would be
Yeah,
more.
facts.
I would be absolutely fine with Russell getting a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, I think that would be very much deserved.
You have to know when,
in my opinion.
when a move is done. And
Yeah, yeah.
Russell actually,
Or when it's still happening, at the very least.
Russell had every right to try and hang on
Yeah,
around
for
the
sure.
outside, but he didn't let it go that far.
take that line.
Russell,
Take the outside line.
he drove into the side of Verstappen before he allowed that to pan out.
He attacked the apex like he wasn't there, though. So it's just, yeah.
I mean, it's in much the same way as
Oh, hello.
Pope's-
Oh, he fell.
This Marshall's just
He fell
sacked
down
it.
and everyone saw. It was on TV. Look. What an idiot. Oh,
He'll be at the casino again later. They've been drinking before, that's the problem. been out on the been out on the
Thanks
town.
to all the marshals
Bellagio.
for their volunteer work.
Yeah.
Shout out, Marshall.
Even if they do stack it, it's okay.
Marshall.
We-
Yeah, exactly. It's all good
down.
fun.
We've all been there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've all-
They've
done
nabbed
it.
our lighting system.
Nice
by
to
the
see
way.
they're not using yellow. Oh no, they're allowed because it is actually a yellow flag.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That's the first
That's what I
one.
mean. Yeah, there you go.
Got it.
Perfect.
That is quite cool.
Yeah, this race has really fallen into Checo's lap here.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Good
if he's
opportunity
actually
for
got
him.
some pace here.
Is he on mediums
then-
now then?
Oh, it's Leclerc.
They're all on hards.
Leclerc is who Perez will do the half-hearted move.
Right.
Oh, well, it's going to be for all the marbles then.
Everyone's on hard tyres apart from the Alfa Romeos. So
Awful, Romeo. It's just unnecessary.
But the Verstappen
true.
Russell thing,
Yeah, true.
that was at the same
Oh,
corner as Hamilton.
oh my.
Leclerc nearly lobbed it under the
Charles
safety car.
Leclerc needs a change of underwear, mate.
I nearly lost it. The tyres. That would be the most Charles.
It was
Leclerc thing.
Ericsson.
Absolutely, that would be the most Leclerc way of losing a race, wouldn't it?
Oh, please no. Please no. Please no, Charles.
I think in Brazil on the warm-up lap,
Yeah.
Leclerc did actually just lose it on his own. He was just really lucky that that there was a reliability problem that happened just after he lost it.
Nah.
Turn 12.
No, they're
into
just saying that
Russell's
he's under investigation. Well, not that
investigation.
he's under investigation, but
He
the
looks like he just
incident.
didn't see me at all. Didn't expect me to pass. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
I think it wasn't clear from the very first shot when we saw it.
No.
But the moment you saw Verstappen's view,
Exactly.
a little bit of VAR on it, I reckon. Right, when's Charles Leclerc going to go? He's bolted. A bit of a twitch again there. Jesus Christ, George
Penalty,
gets the penalty.
Russell.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
what is it?
5
Oh,
seconds,
Perez is
surely.
on
So-
hards. Penalty.
We've had
What
Yeah,
penalty though?
everyone's on hards.
5 seconds. Yeah, that's
5
fair.
seconds, yeah.
That's fair. We've had
Gasly
two,
right on Perez, by the way, here. Go on, Pierre.
Go on, Pierre.
Go on, Pierre.
We've had two correct decisions. The two penalties
Yeah.
today have been judged correctly. So give the stewards.
Well
Got
done.
to give them their
credit.
props, because it won't stay that way. But, you know,
Keep these stewards for the rest of the year.
lovely little move there from Alonso on Sargent, I think that was. Oh, I'm liking this.
lurking.
There's moves happening all around the track. I think
Oh,
Piastri.
Piastri. Piastri for
Great
third
move on
place.
Pierre.
Lovely
Oscar
move.
Piastri. P3. Okay.
This is what I'm happy with. There's moves happening. I think there's probably been a move happen at probably every turn now.
Oh, this is a shame for Gasly. He's struggling.
Yeah.
The lack of grip on these cold tires.
It is insane, isn't it? But I like it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
The thing is, because the track's quite wide, they've generally got enough space to gather it up as long
Yeah.
as someone's not next to them. So it's not an instant, apart from with Norris earlier,
Yeah.
in a high-speed corner. It's
Yeah,
not an
yeah.
instant crash or loss of control.
Well, Lewis has just said the wind's picked up, which isn't good.
What does that mean, Tommo?
Well,
What-
it means
what effect will that have?
through those high-speed corners, a little bit of wind you're not anticipating could end
Instability.
in disaster.
Verstappen's got a chocolate fire guard ahead of him.
We know these.
Oh no, he's in an Alpine now, isn't he? Not in a AlphaTauri, of course. Thought he was going to get moved aside. Let's see now. Then he's in an Alpine sandwich.
Max been under investigation, by the way, for an unsafe
I
release.
don't think it was bad.
I don't think
There
it
was
that
quite a
bad.
few close ones, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The Stroll one was quite
Quite a
bad.
narrow pit lane.
monster.
Yeah, I couldn't get a Lewis Hamilton one this morning.
Oh.
There weren't any. I always thought I'd come and be really.
That's
partisan
why he's doing.
and
That's
have
why
it
he's
on camera.
17th, mate.
Yeah.
If you've got a Lewis
Haven't
Hamilton one,
supported one.
Verstappen, no further investigation.
Okay, well, what was the point even showing us the graphic then? If you were that close to the decision, then
Perez within half a second of Charles.
Right.
DRS
see
just
that
yet.
gap.
Lewis making a
This
move on
is-
Daniel Ricciardo as
This
well.
is, I think I'm going to call this. Perez is going to go for a move, and it's going to be a half move.
And Piastri's going to win before Norris.
Can I just say in advance, I think
Twitter
it
would
was,
be a state. I wouldn't go on it for like 3 days.
I'm going to say in advance, I think that the incident that's about to happen is Leclerc's fault. Perez
Okay,
did nothing.
there we go.
We're judging an incident before it's
No, we're
even happened.
judging
That
in
is a first.
Albon's still up there in the points, P7.
If Gasly can just hold up Verstappen long enough for Ocon to have a sniff, that would be amazing.
This is actually one of the most interesting races of the season. I
100%.
did not expect it at all.
100%. Perez is right there, 0.6 off of Leclerc.
Oh, Checo. Checo redemption arc.
Checo.
And with Daniel Ricciardo 17th in a struggling AlphaTauri. Is this the moment,
I'm just holding
Checo?
my breath for what's about to happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm really concerned.
This is no DRS still, so
It's going to be that same corner again, isn't it? So it's not this one, it's the one towards the end of the lap.
No, this is the one towards the end of the lap, I think. Yeah. Turn 14.
Banners, I'm with you. I don't have a clue where they are.
Yeah. It's the TV's too far away. I am 43 years old, and it's all the way. Like a monitor. The cars are dots.
God, no, this is panning out quite interestingly, lads.
Why have they lingered on that?
That
shit?
was
Yeah.
the weirdest
Exactly.
shot.
Interesting. Right, DRS should be activated this lap, or is it the next one?
Big disadvantage
laps.
Perez
Oh,
has
yeah.
is that he's not as good as Leclerc.
Oh, you know. I don't want to sit next to Brad anymore.
Skill
we
issue.
go. That's-
DRS is enabled.
Skill issue. Max unable to make the move
Yeah,
just
but
yet.
Checo is very good around these quite
This is
circuits.
Verstappen
yeah.
on Gasly, though. We're watching. This is Verstappen on board.
Yeah. This is Verstappen on. Oh, yo. Get the anchors out.
Go.
Oh, sorry, Brad.
Esteban Ocon's just chilling there, but Ocon v Verstappen.
Nah,
if Ocon was ahead of him right now, incident.
No, that's what I'm
Telling you
saying.
now.
If Gasly can just hold up Verstappen long enough.
Yeah, so that Ocon can get involved.
Because he will.
Fireworks.
He won't not get involved.
Yeah, no, he will
Especially
have
after
to.
qualifying.
He'll see the Red Bull there and be like, well, it'd be rude not to now.
I still like
Well,
to know.
Verstappen admitted to ruining his lap on purpose.
Yeah.
So if you're allowed to do revenge things, go on, Esteban.
NASCAR style.
No, I think Verstappen's going to get Gasly down this straight, to be fair.
Perez is right there with DRS on shoulder Leclerc.
Leclerc is lucky that Ferrari is really good on the straight.
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
Verstappen making the move on
A
Gasly.
little bit of oversteer from
Mission failed.
Checo. We'll get him next time.
Yeah,
don't
Ocon
like
will get him next time.
I don't like Ocon.
Piastri's closing in.
He's not got many
This
fans.
is
has
going to
he?
be a legitimate
I like
Piastri
him.
win.
I like him.
Like a main race win for
I
Piastri.
don't know. Well, he's not dropping off.
Well, if these two
Fastest lap.
That's a slap. Go on, man.
these two shag it into a barrier, then
Someone said in the chat that he needs to pit again. I don't.
Who needs to pit again?
Piastri. Did he not?
Has he gone
pit
hard,
under
hard?
that safety car?
Hard,
Maybe he has. Yeah, maybe he's not used the mediums yet.
oh, that's stinky.
That is, yeah.
Look at
maybe
that. That's
maybe
a
the
big load of DRS, and he was close, and it's not quite enough.
Close but no cigar.
And with newer tyres as well.
Come on, Sergio. Just stick a front wheel in there, and then when the guy turns in, just say he turned in on you.
just leave it there. Yeah. Fuck it.
Nothing can go wrong for Charles Leclerc now. He has got this in the curse is over. The gods are smiling on him.
It is all under control. When have you ever seen things unravel
Like
for
in the
Charles
Roman
Leclerc?
times, when they used to they'd get a guinea pig and they'd cut it open and they'd put it on the ship deck and they'd read the intestines. That's how they did it.
Sorry?
Yes, that happens.
Guinea pigs?
Or a duck, I don't know. And then they go,
As if those are similar things.
Portents are good. Today shall be a glorious day. That is what has happened. Give me
wow.
a guinea pig. I'll show you.
These
We get a
analogies
guinea
are
pig.
just.
Yeah, cool. We can make that
These
happen.
are 7 a.m. analogies.
Someone get a guinea pig. And we'll
And you know what? I'm liking the look of as well. Ocon within half a second of Gasly. Here we go. Perez. Leclerc. He gets it done up the inside. Sergio Perez takes the lead.
There you go.
And what Leclerc did there was exactly what Russell should have done. It was very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
similar position, and he
Later
realised that the move was done.
Get in.
Now, can
Sorry, the camera
Charles
flicked me then. Damn.
keep up? Can Charles keep up?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Because round here again, the DRS zones, slipstreaming for days. You can easily stick with someone if there's like similar pace. But
Mate,
could we, after all of this, see Checo win the race? I can't believe this.
that would be mad. That would be mad. But you know what?
Also, just saw Red Bull sponsorship there. It's rigged. There's no way Red Bull should be sponsoring F1. That's
He was
that's
a lot further ahead than Verstappen.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he was like half a meter or a meter or so, yeah. But even so, the move was done in the same way, basically.
Alpine Civil War. Let's have it.
Let's have it, boys. Ocon Gasly.
Ocon Gasly. We bonbon it up.
So we missed Verstappen getting past.
I think they showed. I think we saw like the end of Verstappen just passing him on a straight. So
Here we go. Ocon never
Oh,
gets a teammate,
no.
does he?
Oh no.
Oh,
Gasly
no.
will be
Gasly,
perfectly
no,
happy
boys.
to let
Yeah,
that
we
go
all
through.
know where this is going, ladies and gentlemen.
He's too long, Ocon. That's what I don't like.
That feels targeted.
That feels very targeted.
Yeah. Gasly is my favourite Alpine driver.
With a lot of competition.
Actually, I really like
It's a
Gasly.
big ass.
I like Gasly. I'll always cheer
like
for Gasly.
Oh, Verstappen on Piastri. Oh, no, we're not going to get a Red Bull 1-2 after all this, are we?
We might.
Piastri harvesting.
Oh,
boys.
Verstappen
Remember, you're not allowed to turn it
through.
on Verstappen.
There you go. Oscar didn't fight that.
Is that? Oh, Gasly's still ahead.
Gasly's still ahead. But
I'm
Ocon's.
assuming him.
Gasly ain't letting him through after Japan as well, by the way.
They want to give Ryan Reynolds and all them lot a show. This is the team you invested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alpine are having a great day.
Oh, that's
Ocon's made the move.
Ocon through, but kicking up there.
Will Gasly come back on him though?
Oh,
yes, he will.
Wow. Lads.
Nice.
They're massively slowing themselves down.
Oh,
Standard Alpine.
Standard Alpine procedure. And again, go on, Ocon. In the slipstream again.
The only thing left to do is cause damage to both cars.
Oh, no.
Ocon radio.
Ocon on T radio. Not now, lad.
Oh, I was waiting for the tap.
Hold position for the
That
moment.
was-
Hold position for the moment. He did anything but hold position.
Yeah. There was no holding going on there, I'm
Bro,
afraid.
come on now, Pete. Don't behave. Behave.
That's a nice
goodness
bear on
gracious.
the sphere. Look at that.
That is
Isn't
a nice
cute?
bear.
I
I
don't know.
wonder if we put it on a boat and cut it open, what we could tell from its gut.
Yeah. Is it a
all
duck? Is it a
very
guinea pig?
Standard stuff, guys. No one likes to see crashes, but when it is two teammates like that, it is funny.
It is interesting.
No, you're expecting it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Part
more
of
than
me was
anything.
really hoping for a safe crash.
Especially as the team were trying to team manage that, and it didn't happen.
Alpine cannot team manage anything.
Look, I mean,
They can't team manage themselves, let alone their drivers.
Yeah, it's
So Leclerc hanging in on Perez.
he is within half a second.
Yeah, but Max has joined the party
Max
now
is
as well.
coming, Yeah, so
Party.
how are our predictions doing so far?
Honestly, fuck knows. Did anyone even put? I think I put Checo fourth in mine.
Well, I had 2 Williams in my top 5.
I don't think we should. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to bring that up.
Nah.
You don't. You put that graphic up.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I had been predicting, obviously, Ferrari not having their normal weakness. That was predictable. Where are the Williamses? Well, you said they were going to win.
Alex is holding.
Albon's still there.
I mean, Sargent's, he's within
Are you going to do
10
that?
seconds of P5.
It's within a lap.
He's within 7 places. Come on, guys.
He's up there,
Yeah.
He's only 7 places off Albon.
Stroll beating Alonso.
Yeah, that
Alonso-
seems, There's still
To
a
be
lot.
fair, Alonso
Alonso
was
was
facing
facing
the
the
wrong
wrong
way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turn one.
That start from Stroll, though, was nuts.
We have a fight for the top 3. This is good.
This
a
is-
good Formula One race.
Yeah, this is very good.
And overtaking is possible. It's not just that they're close. Like at Singapore, it was like, okay, there's a really close fight for the top
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, and then we
but
just watched them
very, very hard to overtake.
follow the leader for the last.
And there does seem to
15
be
laps.
multiple potential opportunities as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can even
yeah.
do a cutback after turn 1, which
Yeah.
is something I wasn't expecting. So
Yeah.
I think where the track's so wide as well, it just buys a bit more
He's a little
space
bit
for
close, I think,
opportunities.
this time.
He's close.
He's closing. Is he close
closing.
enough? No, not quite.
okay.
Oh, no, he's gone for it.
He's a lunge.
Go on, Charles.
Charles Leclerc lunge.
Oh, lovely stuff. Ooh.
Charles Leclerc.
That
my
was a
friend.
late one. This is sensational.
And Leclerc's tyres are 5 laps older than Perez's as well.
Oh,
exactly
wow.
the same as Verstappen.
Yeah.
So
You've really got to stick it in, haven't you?
I didn't mean that.
Fastest lap for Verstappen here as well.
Knife.
Go on,
Yeah,
then.
come.
Go
Let's
on,
have
go
a
on.
bit of Max Checo behaviour as well. That'd be fun.
Yeah. But let them race.
Verstappen.
Don't-
Checo's already right on the back of Charles.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You've got 2 cars that are lapping at a very similar pace. So that Checo couldn't get away, and Leclerc, I don't think he's going to be able to get away either. The DRS is keeping Checo close. That was a great little move. He came from really far back,
he
didn't
dived there, didn't he? That
lot of
was
confidence on the brakes
nice.
there.
Caught Checo out.
And again, that's exactly what Russell should have done. There was similar distance ahead.
Yeah.
Not ahead. Though.
You just got to recognise that the turn is turning away from you.
Like
you
here,
know?
if that was Russell, he, in that exact same situation, he would have turned in.
Yeah.
Checo just held off the turn in, understood the situation, no dramas.
Yeah.
Lovely job there. Okay,
Right.
Verstappen's close to Perez.
Do we reckon we're going to get a Checo? Oh, my word.
Checo very wide there. This is a
Fuck
great
it.
chance for Max now down the strip. That was a terrible place for Checo to run wide.
I was about to say, are we going to get a Checo
Spanners.
move over? Team Radio didn't need it. He's
Here
done
we
it
go.
himself.
If nothing else, it'll be a don't fight Max too hard.
Yeah. Flip
God,
it
that was
there.
close.
You got such a poor exit off.
Yeah, he just drifted out wide. He almost hit the wall, actually, to be honest. But Max
Verstappen
up into P2.
Sad now. All right, live chat. Now that this battle's over, vote Logan, driver of the day. Let's make it
Please.
happen.
We need that. If we actually got everyone, we could at least get him third, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
We could get him third.
reckon
If we put out a campaign like now, you know,
So we've been doing it on the Ringer as well and Missed Apex. So
Social media
I think we can-
campaign.
we can go
exactly.
for it.
Get some
Say less.
spin behind
Vote
it.
Logan.
Vote Logan Sargent driver of the day.
So now it's back to Verstappen v Leclerc for the win.
Well, Perez has just disappointed me again. At least he's consistent.
Now Max
Just
is
gone
ahead.
from P1 to out, basically.
Let's work together.
I know, that was interesting timing, wasn't it? I don't think it would have been let's work together, but if he was still behind Sergio. It's safe to say.
13 to go.
Stupid Red Bull with it worked.
So I thought red was banned from the sphere. Charles Leclerc's wearing red.
I
very
don't know.
random, isn't
I did think that. I was like, how are they going to ban red, yellow, and blue completely?
To be fair, there are so many
Rihanna.
bright lights just in general around the track.
True.
that
Surely it
drivers
doesn't-
can mistake
yeah.
for flag. I mean, advertising boards and all sorts. Like,
Yeah. Max is very close here.
All
by
the
way.
Salesforce graphics, blue flags. You know,
I can't believe we're going to get Max Verstappen win after all of this.
stay with him, double toe here. We work together.
Okay, well, I mean, he's not staying with him, so that's already the first plan out of the window.
Just over a second behind.
Max is making the move here, surely.
How old are Max's tyres versus Leclerc? They're the
They
same.
are 5 laps younger.
Max is
Yeah,
going to
Younger.
Leclerc
cruise
didn't-
past
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Meow.
Not a lot he could have done there.
Oh! Leclerc brakes very late.
Wow!
Why did Leclerc do that late break and then not get the nose in? Like,
Yeah.
he did the hard work and then let Max come back at him.
That was so weird.
But can Leclerc keep up now? Half a second still between them.
That is the question.
I have to say, there's a point in this race where I thought Max wasn't going to be able to come back far. Wasn't going to be able to get back up to the lead. But
Yeah. I think the safety car definitely helped him a bit because it allowed him to change his front wing, which was pretty damaged after that. But is what it is, man. He's
There
got
was
the
a lot
pace
of
now.
carbon fibre in that crash.
Yeah.
Remember when Perez was winning?
That was something.
That was good.
That was a crazy
Hey,
time.
look, he's still within. He's
Okay.
closer than
Yeah,
Sargent.
Don't Logan Sargent him. He's still quite close.
He's
Not
within
losing
like
by much.
2 places.
So are we expecting any more stops now, or is this done? Because
I-
it's quite a long stint. Oh no, I guess there's only 12 more laps to go.
Yeah, and the car's getting lighter.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, does Piastri have to pit again?
Yeah, unfortunately, maybe.
Yeah. That's going to be
Chat
peak for
seems to
him.
think Carlos Sainz will go over the back of George Russell.
Sean says Max's wing is still broken.
He didn't change his. Oh yeah, no, he didn't change his wing. I'm bugging. Yeah, because he was like a 2.5 second pit stop.
Oh, Verstappen's opened up a second to Leclerc.
Are Ferrari going to really start challenging Mercedes for P2 in the championship now? Because there's not a lot of points coming to Mercedes here.
Good point.
If Sainz was further up the order, that would be a big help as well. But
Well, we've got
Leclerc's almost out of DRS by the
the
way.
faster Mercedes driver has stuffed it all weekend. So bad qualifying, tangle with at the beginning of the race as well.
Yeah.
And then a tangle with Piastri later on. So it's been a messy weekend. So it's on Hamilton whether they keep that P2. And it's not been a great weekend for him.
Oh, Alex is holding on for now for P8, but he's leading the train. It's not looking good for him. Come on, Alex,
I was
please.
going to say, might be about to go through some stressful times here, Tom. I'm not gonna lie.
People need to stop putting any emotional, not baggage, emotional leverage economy behind Williams when they have a good
Emotional
Friday
economy.
and Saturday, because they don't have the
Practice
race pace
merchants.
at all to keep up with even a good qualifying if they have it. So yeah, it's just
Oh, George is going to cruise past Alex
Yeah,
now.
this is going to be pain. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
This is going to be pain. Not here though.
No.
Albon's done well.
Oh, just
The one thing is,
get
it
that
is just
livery
a
off the
slippery
screen.
car. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? It's actually so bad. Who did that? I want to know. Personal reasons. I need to know who names, receipts, everything. Birth certificates.
Right.
Leclerc's dropped out of DRS. I think it's done.
Just over a second.
But to be fair,
He dropped out of DRS earlier on in the race, though, and we thought it was done in the first stint.
yeah, but he now has
He's on older
older tyres.
Yeah. I mean, he made them last in the first stint, so you do never know.
Oh, Alex is holding on for dear life.
He's back in DRS. There is potentially long enough that if Ferrari are somehow better on their rears,
Yeah.
it might come back to him by the end. So it's not necessarily.
It's not over. It's not Jova.
But I'd expect now Max to. But he'd have to fall off a bit.
Russell
Hold
gets
on,
Albon.
oi, oi,
Oh, my
oi.
goodness. That was Alonso having a little sniff up the inside of Sainz.
Sticking a wheel in there for a second.
The thing is, yeah, look, it's 8 tenths Leclerc Verstappen now.
Yeah.
I think the difference is going to be in the drivers. They're two of the best drivers in the world, and I think they're, the quality of them two.
Max being
They've
told
got
that
very
he needs
similar cars right now.
Yeah, Max just being told he needs to try and break the toe, which makes sense. 'Cause obviously, he's just going to be dragged along Leclerc if he can't.
But yeah, I think, this is what we want to see. We want to see the drivers making a difference. And I think whether Verstappen or Leclerc win this race will be down to the drivers primarily, I think.
This is an elite level driver train, isn't it? Got science in it. Oh! Next question.
Pulled that really well there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything.
Albon,
It's okay.
he's taking an alternative line.
To be fair, when I said elite level driver, I wasn't actually going to include that. I'm joking. Love you, Alex.
yeah.
So that was nice.
Oh, yellow flag.
Yellow
Okay.
flag.
Why did it just say flag? And
Yeah, that was weird.
it was weird.
Graphics having some fun today.
Oh, it was Sargent, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
okay. So Hamilton's
George.
catching up to Russell, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess as far as the race is
2
concerned.
seconds back.
All right. Well, you don't want to lose to your teammate that's had a puncher and two.
Oh no, he's more than 2
Two
seconds.
off.
Sorry.
Yeah, that would stink. Perez is quite close to Leclerc here. Leclerc's on the edge of DRS, but he's not going to have it.
If Checo overtakes Leclerc, it is game over. Just to put that one out there. A
Charles
buffer
needs-
zone between Max and Charles will end it.
This is what is on the cusp though. This is quality. This is exactly what we want to see. Verstappen and Leclerc clearly have very similar cars right now.
I think that DRS is gone now, isn't it? The toe has got so I think Leclerc was coming back into the DRS zone purely through
Through the toe,
and
basically.
now he's just dropped back a bit too far for that.
He's still going to get a bit of slip in he. A little bit of slip.
He is, yeah, but...
He's going to have to start turning his attention to defence, though.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Charles.
True.
A little deep there as well. I don't think his tyres are tip top.
Yeah, Max has opened up about 4 tenths in that.
In that section, yeah.
So even when it's quite low tyre wear, still eventually the Ferrari has succumbed to it, and that has been their problem all season.
Yeah.
So basically they've had a stay of execution in this race because it wasn't that susceptible to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And again, I think that's one of the less glamorous strengths of the Red Bull, holding on to its tyres throughout the race. Don't necessarily excel in qualifying every weekend, but there's a reason for that.
I just can't believe after all this, Max is going to win. That's a madness.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I can handle Max winning all the time if all the wins come like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's entertaining. That's what I'm interested in.
Did the safety car that Max was involved in when Russell hit him, did that ultimately help Max because it closed the gap up to Leclerc?
Yeah, and it kind of
because it certainly gave him a tyre offset because Leclerc didn't pit.
yeah. Well, look, the tyre offset was actually the other way round originally because Leclerc pitted so late in that first stint, so it did kind
So
of flip
Leclerc's
it
lost
round.
some of his hard-earned advantage because of an incident.
But then again, he also just didn't pit under the safety car, which
Yeah.
Leclerc, could have done if he wanted to, or Ferrari could have done.
GP was telling Max to be careful on the front right, just to manage the front right. So let's see if he'll continue pushing and opening that gap to Leclerc. So it's a couple of seconds
I'd
now.
be
between
surprised
them
if
two.
the fronts ended up being the issue here. There's not that many laps to go.
Lance Stroll on Gasly. It's a shame the Alpines haven't really been able to hold on.
They were for a little bit, and then I don't know. Kind of maybe just dropped off a little bit at the end of this stint or something.
Still Ocon
They were
5,
fighting each other
Gasly
for about
7.
20,
Yeah.
get me as well.
No, credit to Stroll. Fair play.
Hamilton would be in this lead battle now
Yeah.
if he hadn't had that puncture.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, sad boy hours.
Good point. It's a good
But he
point.
did.
But
He did. To be
But
fair,
he did.
All the contacts, I think, that people were involved in, I think Hamilton was probably least at fault of those, of someone who's come off badly. I don't really think he did anything.
No.
wrong. And Verstappen as well. Verstappen didn't really.
I'd like to see Piastri's on board for that one.
Yeah.
With him and Lewis.
Sargent, by the way, is now within 4 places of Albon, so it's actually technically getting better. He's P16. We don't need to talk about that.
But since we had that conversation, Sargent's lost 2 places.
Yeah,
but you're right.
no. But Albon's lost more.
But you're right. He's lost less places.
He's
than his
lost.
Teammate.
He's been less bad.
Vote now.
So-
Driver of the day. I actually put the link. I'd put it in the live chat, so there's no excuse. Let's get this going. I'm putting it.
For freedom.
Stuff the ballot. Let's do it. And when they say it was fixed, we'll say, yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to come take it from us? We've got it. It's ours.
Charles very close to the wall there. Very close. 2 seconds. Leclerc to Verstappen.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Perez 6/10 behind
Been real,
Leclerc.
everyone. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. This could be a big result for
And
Perez.
Perez had probably a bigger relative tyre advantage when he overtook him for the lead. And it doesn't look like he's got that now. So it doesn't look like he can get close now.
Much to think about. Checo, mate. Just make a lunge. Fuck it. We're still. Oh,
Leclerc's fucked it. Charles.
Did that happen?
Charles!
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Locked his front left.
Please.
And Checo takes P2.
That was his podium. Sorry, his P2. Beg your pardon.
Shaw.
Where's my Leclerc messing up page? There it is. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Leclerc.
Fucking note that one down.
Yeah, look. I think that demonstrates how hard Charles has been pushing just to keep that gap and just
Lock the inside front. Ugh.
front left. Bye.
He was fuming halfway through that mistake as well. Like,
Absolute gift.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Punished. Charles Leclerc. P3. Well, he'll hold on to a podium, but got to think what could have been.
Well done, Red Bull. I hope you're happy.
Piastri is pitting indeed. So that puts Ocon up to P4.
That's the end of
What an
Piastri as well.
insane race this has
gonna
been for
drop
Esteban
that
Ocon, by the
points.
way.
Yeah.
Out in Q1.
Well out.
It's going
Now
to
he's
put him like
P4.
15th or some shit.
Yeah.
Also
Oh.
seemed so late to make that decision. Why would you not do that like I don't know.
So it was never real.
Yeah, it was,
Nah,
it was
it was
never
always-
real.
Never real.
It was
always-
never real.
it was always-
Albon now.
It was always cap. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I learned this recently. That means a lie.
Untrue.
Yeah,
indeed.
fact. Oh,
Well
hello.
done.
No, my son literally taught me that yesterday.
There you go, see?
It's like it was planned.
Bosh.
That was a 1.9 second pit stop for McLaren, by the way.
Oh,
Corker.
McCookin.
So I think the things we were talking about, could this be a Russell win? We were talking about no. Could Gasly hang on to a podium? No.
Perez
Yeah,
didn't
George
make any
literally would have been
hard
right there.
That is a pretty unpredictable top 5, given where we started.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Ocon though, hello.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ocon's. I don't know why Ocon's so clear of Gasly, by the way.
being P-
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, actually, that's fair because Ocon's probably up for grabs, isn't he?
I'm not be
Probably
funny.
a little bit out of place.
Alpine were telling them to hold position. You look at how, like, the gap between Ocon and Gasly now
Yeah, Ocon was definitely right to make that move.
is what?
5
6,
seconds?
7 seconds?
Here we go. That's Alonso on Gasly.
About to lose position again. So I don't know what's up with Gasly.
Skill issue. Oh,
Around the outside.
no.
Oh, that
Lovely
made it
move.
look like they were.
Oh, Alonso's gone deep there, though, to be fair. Gasly would have switched back. No.
So Hamilton's going to gobble him up here.
Yeah. He's just got no traction at all.
He must have.
Hamilton just going to keep it there into the final corner.
Yeah,
See, I
go
know
on.
where they are.
Oh no.
Oh, God!
Aye.
Oh, lovely.
That's a cool corner.
Brave.
That is a cool corner.
That is a cool
Actually,
corner,
I think
yeah.
this is an interesting set of corners. So
Yeah.
the track is like evolving in my mind as I'm appreciating more of the sections.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
whole final sector into the first sector actually is not a
Yeah.
bad layout.
Yeah.
It is giving Spider Pig setting, though. It really does.
It will always be Spider Pig.
It always will be.
We can do, obviously, I'm sure we'll dive into this on the podcast of why, because it has popped. The race has banged. It's been a great thing to watch. And you go, but Baku was the first year they had that really well-timed safety car. So you go, okay, take the safety cars away. I still think that it's providing some racing.
I remember the first race at Baku was a stinker.
Was
First
it?
time we
No, I
went
thought the
there. Yeah,
first race was actually
2016.
good.
No, that first one was terrible. It was 17 was decent. 17 was when
Stroll and
Stroll got
Rosberg.
his podium, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But Stroll's looking good for P4 because he's only 1.2 behind Ocon. So actually, Lance is looking for a really good little result in.
Yeah, man. I've been proved wrong, you know?
Yeah?
Yep.
This
All
one
the
time.
other data points are irrelevant now. Only this
He's
one.
done
called it
today.
beforehand.
He's done it today,
That's
guys.
all that matters.
And that is all that matters.
5 laps to go. It's flown by.
Yeah, this has been a great race.
Actually has. I'm not even going to lie.
Send off Ocon.
Also,
I actually haven't been.
Oh, no.
F1 will be coming up with their driver of the day. Who are we going to give our driver of the day vote?
We've already made an entire campaign, mate. We've already branded
Where
the
have you
entire...
been? Get your head
The
in
unofficial driver of the day. Of course, the official one is Logan.
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah, okay,
who's just lost position to Ricardo.
Fuck's sake.
Who are we saying, boys? Who stood out to us?
Difficult to call. I think of all the people in the top 5, it's actually Verstappen or Perez. Perez has
That's
come
actually-
from a long way back.
Yeah, I was gonna- there
Verstappen's
are.
made the moves through the pack despite being crashed into,
Yep.
and took a penalty. Deservedly took a penalty, but he's suffered for it
Yep.
and lost track position and had to pass. So I actually might be giving it to Verstappen.
Yeah.
It's
No.
actually difficult. There's actually options, you know.
Leclerc's made a mistake.
No.
No. Ocon out of that.
Yeah, Ocon.
It could be Ocon. It could be Ocon just for purely he's not done anything wrong.
Well, goes out in Q1. It's
you know,
when there's been like multiple safety cars, it is hard to really like who actually gained just through pure luck in terms
Yeah,
of timing.
yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know. I'm assuming Ocon has been a beneficiary, right?
No, I mean, yeah, but he was also like his start was very good because he started like 16th or something.
Yeah.
And he was like P8 because I remember we were like, oh, how the fuck is Esteban Ocon here already?
Yeah.
Driver of
So-
the day might be Lewis Hamilton for this sick move he's about to pull on.
Oh yeah.
So this
Lewis
crash,
v.
this
Fernando,
crash
we
is
love
gonna
it.
put Gasly into P8.
Hamilton, Fernando.
I don't want to see.
Rolling back.
we're
the
not gonna
years.
see.
We're not going to see. Oh, there we go.
Oh, easy,
It's,
easy.
It's a DRS overtake.
it's a simple
So I
one.
think we're seeing a tyre offset now with tyre wear.
Yep.
But we're at the end of the race.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because we haven't needed it.
No.
There's been good racing throughout.
Mercedes salvaging some points against Ferrari, especially with Leclerc losing.
Yeah.
P2.
Shah has gained some time back on Sergio. Is that copium? Maybe. Maybe I'm just copium.
Yellow flag,
there.
sector 3.
Oh,
Could
hello.
it be?
Hulkenberg is
Hulkenberg.
spun or something.
Red flag, 2-lap shootout. Come
No,
on.
he's just-
Hulkenberg's parts it.
Yeah, no, mate. I'm going home. He's just going to slot machines.
Finn.
Alonso, if Alonso loses 2 more places, he's going to have to retire, isn't he? He
He's
doesn't.
going to have to retire. I
doesn't
used
like
to
it,
love
doesn't
that
finish
back in the
unless he's on
McLaren
point.
days.
He's been doing it
still
this
does it.
season. He's been doing it
Yeah,
this
yeah.
season.
Oh, no, guys. Sorry. Yeah,
The
jeez. Oh,
phalange
man.
is loose.
I think Gasly is going to be understandably very confused how this race got away from him.
Have you eaten that whole pack of sweets?
No, there's still quite a lot.
Man. No.
That was
I'm
his
not
way
going
of saying,
skinny and
"Can I
beautiful."
have one?" I'm good, fella. I'm good. They're not my favourite. Those ones. Yeah. Like Tantastic, me. Yeah. How did this race get away from Gasly and into the hands of Ocon? Is
I'm sorry.
pretty
How
crazy.
Charles Leclerc got 19% of the driver of the day vote? He's gone from first to third.
Because he absolutely chucked it away. Chucked it up. He could
Given
have.
us
Second was not the
entertainment.
highest he was going
Yeah,
to
but
be.
he's,
Yeah.
he's
Second
pulling
was
in
there.
Checo
That
here
was
though.
legitimate.
That is
There
the,
for the taking.
that is the least amount of positions he's lost from pole for quite a while.
It's
True.
So
He's right with Checo.
Yeah,
again,
there
to
is
be
still
fair.
some racing.
Yeah,
left
we
to
could
go.
get a battle for
And he
P2.
made-
He actually could bring this back to
he
second.
made the start.
I'm
as
here
well.
for it.
Overtake. Who's done the best overtake?
Oh, fucking, there's been a lot, to be fair. Probably one of the switchbacks round here.
Verstappen's turn 1 move for the lead.
Russell half a second off of Stroll. Stroll's not closing into Ocon.
I think Ocon's got fourth. Here, so
Sonoda's got an issue. Well, he's P17, so didn't ask.
get him in. Didn't ask. Don't care. Fastest lap 4, Oscar Piastri. Go on, lad.
Fresh mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could catch Gasly for a point.
Pretty sure Leclerc just went wide there.
And actually, if Gasly gets in,
Yeah,
Piastri gets in the points, he'll get another point for fastest lap.
Oh, yeah, true.
So we'll see.
Yeah, because yeah.
Right on Stroll now.
Sonoda looks like he's coming in to retire the car.
Leclerc was literally 5/10 off, and then he just went wide. Now he's lost half a second again.
Yeah. Ocon's looking good for P4. Russell is looking all right for P5 on Stroll here. He's right there.
He's right there.
Not there. Piastri's within a second of Gasly
Right
as
there,
well.
mate.
How much post-race ending chat do we have? Because I really need to pee.
Oh, same. I've got the
That'll be like
the
5-10
leg
minutes.
wiggle.
Do you know what? No, we had a chance to go before. I went before,
Yeah,
and I'm not pulling
I
this
did it.
live
So
stream over.
yellow flag takes a free.
Oh,
Yuki's going to get that.
Why
That's
did he
fine.
not? Oh, yeah, no, that is the end of the lap, isn't it? Yeah, my bad.
why didn't it park
Why didn't
somewhere
yeah,
dangerous?
like,
So we
like Zandvoort? Why
No,
didn't you park
I
here?
thought it was
A
the
one-lap shooter.
I thought it was the end of the main straight. I was like, why didn't you just pit then? Why would you park at
we
the
missed
turn
Russell
one?
on
Parked
Stroll.
it alongside Nico
I missed it.
Hulkenberg.
Oh yeah, George has gone up into P5.
It's good.
Lovely stuff, mate.
Where did he start? Third.
Yeah, yes.
Piastri P10.
Piastri. Gasly's not going to get a point out of that's mental.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah, we were stupid earlier.
probably very bad luck on Pierre's
Alpine fall off.
part, surely. Because he was looking racy earlier on, but it's just
mate.
pace is nowhere.
He's just chewed through his tyres.
I reckon he must have some kind of damage, Gasly. Surely. You look at that gap between him and Esteban. It's crazy.
That is
I
nuts.
really thought it was a strong Alpine points finish today, but I mean Ocon is.
Well, yeah,
I
he's
thought
demonstrating
both
that car's got pace. That's the thing. That's why I think there must be a problem for Gasly, surely. Leclerc's within a second, but he doesn't look close enough yet.
Well, he ruined it by going wide a lap ago. He was literally there.
All right. Well done, Vegas. I think they've had the best case scenario here, and they've shown that they've got a track
Oh,
that can take
Beebs.
advantage of it.
Babes, go on, lads.
Beebs is on the checkered flag.
So I saw him and I was like, I think I recognise him. I think that's Justin Bieber. And then I thought, no, he's
done.
way too old.
he
And then I
looks
remembered, no, I'm old and I've been around for ages. So,
The inevitability of time.
Good point. Has Russell served
Go
the
on.
5-second penalty?
Oh yeah.
has he had a pit stop since? Yeah, must have done because but he would have got the penalty after he'd had the pit stop.
Yeah, he got the yeah. That's actually a point. He got the pits.
Probably
He got
hasn't.
the
So he might
pen.
have got behind Hamilton. Just.
Ooh. They're asking Max to keep the gap
Oh, yeah.
to Perez 2.5 seconds
Oh,
to
I
help
see.
him with
Right,
some
that's why he
slipstream.
got back a bit. Max won't like that.
He has done it though because he was 4.5 seconds ahead before, and now it's 3. So he is actually.
Yeah, he is doing it.
He
He's
is actually
doing
doing it.
I don't know.
That's shit house. I like that.
Yeah, well, they're not asking him to give up position. So, and he's already won the fucking championship. So, like, come on. Give your brother a hand. Yeah, that's going to help Checo for sure. Russell's within half a second of Ocon.
Oh, look at the checkered flag.
Bit early to be
cool.
fair.
The
Bit
sphere.
early, really. They've done it the lap.
Yeah, keep
that
going, lads.
Sphere is driver of the day. to me. The sphere. I'm going to put that.
Sphere of the day.
Sphere.
Sphere of the day. Yes.
Sphere.
Well done, little sphere.
Science within a
Done a good
second
job.
of Stroll here as well. There's an opportunity for a couple of more points.
Russell
Okay,
only
I'll
6
try.
tenths. Russell only 6 tenths off Ocon as well. Esteban might have that P4. Actually, well, he might have it snatched
he
off him
has.
on track, but if he's still got the 5-second penalty, then he will keep it.
If I knew where they were on the track, I'd be getting pretty excited right
I'm
now.
sure Alpine must tell Ocon that, right? Because if he does have the 5
I don't
seconds,
think
just
he
let him
does though,
pass.
because they literally said to him on the team radio, George, like P4's available here for you. So I don't know.
Yeah, surely.
Here we go. No, wait for it.
Leclerc
Go on,
close enough. He's got
Charles, he sends it!
Oh, he's gone for the 6.
Wow.
He makes
Okay.
the corner as well.
I did not expect that.
He's actually done
play,
it! Go on,
Charles.
No, but Checo's
Charles.
close though. Checo's
Now-
close
To
still.
the line!
Is this going to be 2 weeks in a row with a photo finish to the line? 2 temps, 1.5 temps.
Max Verstappen wins, but Charles
Okay,
Leclerc holds on to the P2.
Very nice.
Fair.
Well
Impressed
done,
with that.
lads.
Rubbish.
Oh,
Driver of the
Checo.
day.
Fuck me, Vegas. You delivered, mate. This
Wow.
was brilliant. What a race. What a race. And George Russell got Ocon.
George got
At the end.
Esteban. Does he get a penalty?
No, he's got P4. George Russell. Fair play.
But will that not get applied in a minute? Will they not then?
Yeah, I
final
think it might
standing?
reach.
There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah, he
There we
did.
go. Oh, he drops behind Hamilton.
So but I don't know if Mercedes
Wow.
team radio just didn't know that because they were literally saying to him, right, we can get P4 here. It's like, well, no, you can't, lads. Like, if you've got a 5-second
P8
penalty.
here.
That was a cool final.
That
few
overtake
corners.
at the end.
Very strong.
Wow.
Didn't get enough.
Perez has left the door open though again.
Yeah.
And-
All you got
and-
to do
think
is
he could have done
defend
And he
more
had a
there?
faster car and 5 lap newer tyres.
that. Yeah, well.
Well, I think he clearly could have done more. That's literally, you just hold the inside because that's very hard to overtake around the outside on that type of corner, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And the run to the line clearly isn't enough because he had the DRS then back and couldn't make it work.
Yeah, so the way you can look at that is if Perez had defended, he would have been on the line that Leclerc used when Leclerc attacked. So it's obviously not too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
line, like
Yeah,
you said.
yeah.
So that would have been the right thing to
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah, I think Sean made up for that little mistake.
You've got a good live chat here, by the way. Really enjoyed their comments, and they're nice, which is good.
You're good
Yeah,
people,
love our
aren't you?
chat.
Yeah.
Good chat. Good
Shout
chat.
out the chat. Shout out the chat always.
And it always it helps
Busy
when
as
it's a
well
banger.
today, not going to lie. To say it was 6 a.m, very busy, good stuff.
When these kind of races fly by, you've had.
They're
a good
saying
time.
that now, live chat. They don't care about you. I'm the one who was in there at Spanners Ready on Twitter. let's be friends. Come on.
Yeah,
Forget
let's,
these idiots.
let's lean
Don't.
into this parasocial relationship.
Tommo's 30s.
I'm 26, I don't know enough.
You got time to mature. You'll get there. Wow, that was
Yeah, it was good.
That was actually a sensational race.
banger.
Yeah.
Vegas.
If I had to put money on that being a banger or a dud, definitely would have bet it on being a dud.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just really wonderful to be proved wrong on
100%.
that. And hope it's consistent. Like they turn up here next year and they have that as well, then that means F1 has gained like a real gem of a track. And I just would not have expected that on paper.
yeah.
I think what I will say as well, I think the promising things there, I know that obviously we had a bit of a weird grid, but that happens a lot in F1, to be honest with you.
It was an exceptionally odd group.
It was odd because you had Lewis down there, you had Sergio down there, you had Carlos down there as well. But it felt like there was just overtake between similarly paced cars all the way throughout and at different points in the track as well.
And I think it
Viva
bodes
Las
well.
Vegas sang by Matthew on team radio as well.
I think it bodes well that this is round 22 next year as well. So it will be towards the end of the season. If there is a bit of convergence towards
Keep
the end of the
it
year, that we
cold.
typically see.
Let's see this.
Here we go.
That is a
which just-
move.
And now I can see why Perez wasn't defending.
Yeah.
Because it would have looked like he was defending
Fresh
thin
air.
air because
Yeah.
there was no Leclerc until he arrived.
You know what it is? Because he did that in Brazil against Fernando. He defended fresh air, and that cost him down the straight after the Senna S's. So I feel like he was maybe a bit
But we
more...
were talking about this earlier. That corner, you can, if you defend tight, you only lose to the car in front.
Yeah, you don't lose the car
The
behind.
car behind's got to wait for
Yeah,
you anyway.
yeah,
that's-
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
in Interlagos, it sets you up for the long straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I like to think Alpine would have told Ocon not to defend that too hard, knowing that he had the 5 second. But there you go. Vegas
Yeah,
GP
very
done.
good.
Yeah, well, that was honestly very good.
was
Very,
a
very good.
pleasure.
It was nearly the perfect amount of grip. So obviously, and the safety cars that helped that
Yeah.
stay close were caused by the low grip.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a bit of a driver differentiator as well. So yeah. I've just got a list of why was this good because I was surprised. So that's why.
Yeah.
Well, listen, boys, I think we should
Pleasant
get all
surprise.
into it in the podcast.
I think so as well. I think
Sounds
so.
good.
Just quickly, how did we do in terms of our predictions for that one?
Terrible predictions.
Not good at all.
Hey, whoa, hang on.
I'm seeing the screen.
I picked the winner.
Yeah, I was about to. I think that is
Well
pretty
done.
much
You
it.
picked Verstappen to win. Bravo.
Wow, that was the only one we got correct. Was you winning? It was Max
So
winning.
one more time, it was the only what? Only correct one. So I win.
Yes,
You
do.
win.
You are the least bad out of all of us.
I'm the best one.
That was officially the worst predictions in last lap history.
I think it is. Yeah,
I can only play the opponent
Officially.
in front of me.
It's true.
It shows it was unpredictable.
You take that 1 out of 5. You take that 1 out of 5. No, thank you everyone for joining us. That was an absolute pleasure to watch that along. That was well worth waking up for. Vegas, you can come again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now,
Quality.
let's film a podcast, boys.
Indeed.
Niran.
That these guys get out of here so they can have a piss.
That's it. Yeah, I need one as well.
you as
Where's the podcast? When's the podcast going live? Quick.
It's going to be
people know.
on Spotify every week, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Be there. Get me clips and that on YouTube, TikTok as well.
Spanners, where can the people find you?
At Spanners Ready on Twitter. I won't plug my podcast, but it is
Plug
called
it.
Missed
No,
Apex.
plug it.
Plug it,
Can.
plug it,
I
plug
was
it.
going to. Don't
Plug,
worry about it.
plug.
I was just pretending. Missed Apex
Plug.
podcast, and we're out for your Monday morning commute. Not as fun and young and dynamic as these guys, but we do have old people complaining.
What more could you want? Brad?
You can follow me at Bradley Philpot on Twitter, but mainly go to my YouTube channel and just see me race cool cars and do
What's the
cool
name of
stuff
the
in cars.
YouTube channel?
Just search for Brad Philpot.
But what's
Brad
the YouTube
Philpot.
channel called?
It actually isn't called that anymore.
It's not called
just
Brad
Philpot
2K anymore.
Brad Philpot
disappointing.
Motorsport. You'll
I
find
wish it was
anyway,
Brad
thank
too.
you.
Brad
Philpot Motorsport. Check them out. Links are in the description as well. We're going to shoot the podcast with these boys. It's been a pleasure, as always. Thank you very much for joining us for the Vegas Grand Prix, penultimate race of the 2023 season. We'll see you next week for Abu Dhabi, the finale. Ciao, adios, we're done.
Is it that?